work over here as well. Okay.
So we got 4 good sets of headphones.
We have 5 new sets of headphones.
Five.
Plus the ones we already had.
For $20?
$20. So as a teacher, we bought them for her classroom. And then, right after she bought them, the state came to provide them.
Oh.
She forgot about them, so she couldn't return them.
Okay.
So she sold them online. I got them for, she was selling them for $5 a piece, or all 5 for 20.
No, because then it'll look.
So I got 5 of them for $20.
Yeah, it'll look bad.
That sounds like a value in today's economy.
Yeah.
That goes up, you got right there.
Yep.
We're out in Arizona.
We should be live. Somebody wants to check the stream.
Still a couple trees there.
Checking.
Don't cross it.
Oh,
Don't cross the stream.
right behind you. Don't spill coffee on me. Thank you.
You do whatever you want to do, and I'm gonna turn on the Mexico versus England.
Keep the change.
The southern part of Utah as well, like the Grand Canyon area, just everything is so big and so like
You
amazing.
can keep that.
All the
You're right.
mountains.
I'm listening for my
Yep, we'll keep it, bud.
Microphones.
Mics are hot, Kevin.
That only costs 1.
No, they're not.
Jeez, Kevin.
Well, Lori
Praise
just
you,
said
though,
they
right?
are, so they are.
Thank
somewhere.
you.
So you have something going on.
Thank you for bringing me coffee. I needed coffee.
Somebody's got coffee?
Lori,
He
you shouldn't hear any mics, right?
I got you. I sent Isaac to go fetch.
You might hear talking.
Coffee is his, Mountain Dew is mine.
I got
Sit.
you. Way to go, Brain Trust. Good thing Kevin's not the brains behind.
Bet you wanna cash out when big. Better put a ring on it, yeah. Think I'm gonna put out as if. Been looking kinda counterfeit. But the bank's closed. Yeah, the bank's closed. The bank's closed. The legs are wide open. But the bank's closed. Yeah, the bank's out as if. Been looking kinda counterfeit. The bank's closed. Girl, why your ego so high? Her name is inflation. Thinking she's so fly. I'm leaving the station. She thinking I'm so fine. $10 a gallon. Wishing she could drive. But the bank's closed. Yeah, the bank's closed. The bank's closed. Her legs are wide open. But the bank's closed. Yeah, the bank's closed. The bank's closed. But the bank's closed. Bank's closed. All these hoes say with the bank's closed. It's not a bank, it's not a business, girl. Let me tell you something. The bank's closed.
Never give in. Never give in. Never, never, never. In nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense. Never yield to force. Never yield to the apparently overwhelming might of the enemy.
You're listening to the Outlaw Radio Network. OutlawRadioNetwork.com.
This country can't be knocked out with one punch. We get right back up again, and when we do, the world's going to hear the roar of our engines.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
You do your work, and we will do our best.
Republic. I like the sound of the word. It means people can live free, talk free, go or come, buy or sell, be drunk or sober, however they choose.
Are you ready to be who you are?
No poetry, just a straight answer.
The government has deliberately sought to deceive the United States by false statements and expressions of hope for continued peace.
We are men of the hood, marry now at your expense.
But there's no both sides anymore. They're just trying to wreck our goddamn country. It's time for you younger guys to take over.
You meant to be here tonight. This is your time. Their time is done. It's over. Screw them. This is your time. Now go out there and take it. Take it.
If you guys don't start thinking as men, we're going to have a lousy country.
For the crimes of incitement to cause unrest, I declare to be an outlaw.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, everybody. It's the Outlaw Radio Network for the 5th of July, 2026. Thanks for checking out the show. Thanks to our good friends at Carmelo for bringing by some sample flavors of their gelato.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have to let me know how it is.
And my blue bubblegum ice cream.
I don't think I've ever had gelato in my life. I don't even know if I know
It's
what
really
gelato
good.
what gelato
It's really
is.
good.
What is
It's
the difference?
healthier for you.
Gelato? No, I think it's got more sugar in it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we asked him. He said that the guys at Carmelo said there's more sugar in
More
gelato.
sugar in gelato?
That's what they told me. It's not sorbet. No, that's all I know.
Weird.
That's all I know. All right, everybody. Outlaw Radio Network, K-Dog, Paul Beeler, and Tom at the desk. Special guest, Dan, State Representative out of the 23rd District, position number 1. Dan Griffey will join us here in just a second. Oh, hold on. Oh, hi, Tom.
And you got the wrong district.
No. Oh, did I? No, I didn't.
It's not in the 23rd.
35th.
35th. God darn it! Do you know how long it's been since I've messed up a district on this show? It's been a really long time.
Since last election.
I've done so good.
Kevin,
Yes.
listen to me.
Yes, Beals.
Close your eyes.
Yes, Beals.
Take a deep breath through your nose.
35th District. Yes, Beals.
Breathe out through your mouth. You're living in the now. The day is behind you.
Thank
You got this.
I love you, Beeler. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
All right. You guys all have a good 5th? Good 4th, I mean? You guys have a good 4th?
I thought we did. I mean, the sun was out. It wasn't too hot. It wasn't too cold. It was a nice, relaxing night last night.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll tell you what, guys. I had the best 4th of July that I have had actually since my brother died. So
Really?
yeah, it was awesome. I watched 16,000 black cats go off.
16,000.
16,000 just rolled them down the hill and lit them and just.
Was it one of the big wheel ones? One of the big
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
We used to sell those when we had the tribal fireworks stand on my property. Yeah, those
And
were
then Oyster Bay had quite a battle going with their fireworks shows. So it was an epic thing that was going on for hours and hours and hours. It was really, really cool. It was the coolest thing I've seen.
Do you know that the first fireworks show in this nation was in 1778 on the 2-year anniversary
maybe a
of
show.
That was the first
Yeah.
organized government fireworks show.
Okay,
It was
yeah.
1778.
Yeah.
So we've been doing fireworks in this nation nearly as long as this nation has been a nation. So if you're one of the peony, and this is why I don't have State Rep Dan Griffey on, because I don't want him to co-sign what I'm about to say. So I'm going to leave him extricated from this just for a second.
Okay.
If you're one of the penny annies that don't believe in setting off fireworks and you complain because your neighbors do it and you're worried about your poor little puppy, get over yourself. It's America. It's fireworks. We blow stuff up. It's what we do. It's either fireworks or some small foreign country in the Middle East. We're going to blow
I
something
will
up.
say this year seemed way more extreme than years in the past. It was like nonstop.
It is kind of a big birthday.
Yeah, it is a big birthday.
Did you hear
You're
how
right,
many
you're right.
shells they lit off in DC last night?
I don't know, but that fireworks show was insane.
Hold on, if you get a chance to watch it, Paul, watch the video. 800,000 shells.
Holy crap.
And it was amazing. It was beautiful.
Wow.
It was beautiful. It's like what Baghdad looked like in the opening.
Right on.
All right. Remember tonight's show brought to you by Destination Highway 420, located on Hollis Street in East Bremerton. Stop by, see them, tell them that Outlaw Radio Network told you to stop in. Check out their full supply and their really helpful staff. They are going to help you find what's right for you and your budget every time you go in. Destination Highway 420, again on Hollis Street, right across the street from Cloverleaf. So go visit them and go to Cloverleaf, who's not a sponsor, and get a pizza. All right. Also, Black Ring Spirits, the host of the show, where we do the show at every Sunday. Stop in and see Tom and tell Tom you want some of his distilled spirits. Kitsap Great Escape, home of the newest escape room in Kitsap County, which is the Lunar Curse. I'm amazed how we're still so booked up solid for that over there. Also, oh God, Beeler, what's it called again? Evergreen Faith?
Evergreen Grace.
Evergreen Grace. I was close. Faith, Grace, Faith, whatever. If you have a commercial or residential cleaning project, reach out to Alicia at Evergreen Grace. And what? I'm going to do yours next. I always save yours for last because you get the biggest billing. No, you always get it last. And you can call Paul. Paul will snake your toilets. And also, admin a la carte. Listen, for all the stuff your website needs, back-end stuff, like merchant services, website design, metrics, shooting addressing your search engine optimizations, all the really cool stuff that goes with the website antics that I don't really understand most of it, but you can reach out to Andy at admin a la carte. That's admin-a-la-carte.com. Reach out to Andy and tell him
Yes, Andy.
Tell him the K-Dog.
She does zero of those things. Kevin has been advertising for her wrong
You don't do any of that
for
stuff?
years, people.
What do you do at admin a la carte then? Can we interview you on a business spotlight letter? Can we do that? Okay, hold on. Let me
Dan,
mute your
there's
microphone.
another
Go ahead,
microphone.
say hello.
next
The
to you.
commercial that
Yeah.
you do for me
Yeah.
is what I do.
What do you do? Talk about it in 15 seconds. Give me a
He
snippet.
recorded that a long time ago and hasn't listened to it since.
I'm old, remember? I'm losing my mind.
I take chaos and make it not chaos. But you guys don't pay me, so you guys continue to be chaos.
No, that's perfect. Thanks for that, dear. Thank you for that very much. All
Feel the
right.
love, all because you screwed that up, Kevin. But you actually forgot.
Way to go, Kev.
Who did I forget?
You forgot Kitsap Paintball Park.
And you forgot Tom.
No, we didn't.
I didn't.
No, we got Black Ring.
Kitsap Paintball Park. If you want to shoot at people you don't like, take them out to Kitsap Paintball Park. You can shoot them, and it's completely legal. And if you accidentally, hint, hit them in the privates, no harm, no foul.
Make sure you get a picture of it.
That hurts.
I'm thinking
video.
we should do a charity benefit, Republicans versus Democrats out there.
We
Well,
should.
First of all, the Democrats
I mean,
don't
Tara
believe they don't
Simmons
even
would,
get-
would sign up,
No,
right?
Tara Simmons wouldn't
She
do
needs to
nothing.
defend herself.
All right, can we bring our guest on?
I think
now?
we should, yeah.
Let's bring our guest on now, ladies and gentlemen. Joining us straight out of the 35th district. I believe, Dan, that when we started interviewing local candidates, I think you were the first one.
I think so.
I think
almost 20 years ago.
I
now.
think you kicked it off, man. Welcome to the show, Dan Griffey, state representative, position 1 out of the 35th. What's going on, buddy?
Living the dream. How are you?
Good. Happy 4th.
Yeah, it was great. We went up to Tahuya, Travis and I, my seatmate, Travis Couture, and I. It was amazing.
For the parade?
Yeah, it was wonderful. We sang Country Roads. The whole town sang it. There's probably 200 or 300 people that comes to Tahuya. There's not that many people that live there, but it's a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the good old fashioned parades we used to do.
Right.
Yeah, there's not a lot of those anymore.
No. This is one where you just show up and get in line.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then you just go.
Perfect.
They don't have any restrictions on throwing kids candy or things.
Nice.
Beads were popular. Heck, we're gonna have to buy like a lot more beads.
Really? The beads
we had
are
to keep
popular?
telling people, no, it's not New Orleans rules.
That's right.
Please quit doing that. There's family around.
Mom,
They're like, yeah,
please.
exactly. Oh, it was hilarious. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun.
Hey, listen, I'm going to ask you this really quick, just to put you on the spot about this. But you're a firefighter.
Yeah, I was.
Was a firefighter.
Yeah, 34 years.
Yeah. So how do you feel about fireworks?
Love them.
Perfect. Thank you. That's all I wanted to know. I can continue supporting Travis if he supports fireworks.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, Travis and Dan, they both support fireworks. I can support.
You know
both of
why? Because they support freedom.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well,
that's 100%
That's what it
true.
means. Let freedom reign.
Yeah. By the way, if you need beads, talk to Lori. She's got a business with them. Okay. So, when did you first get elected into that seat in the 35th?
I won in 2014. First year of service was 2015. 12 years this year.
How do you feel now compared to then? You've got way more experience, but what's different now than then?
Night and day, terrible. Right? When we first got there was a lot of camaraderie, a lot of teamwork. We worked together on things. We don't anymore.
When you say we, you mean the Republicans?
The majority, the majority party and the Republicans.
Okay.
We worked things out. We really got to the bottom of things. I think better policy, not great policy, but better policy passed. But the Senate, we had a split government. A divided government's the best government for freedom. It really is, because it makes both sides have to work. So for the first 2 years I was in Olympia, the Senate had the majority Republican control. Democrats had the House, and we were tight. We had 48 members, 2 more members, and we would have had the speaker's chair, right? Things are totally different now. We got 39 members now, and they're night and day difference. Lose one more member in the House, they'll have a supermajority. The governor's already said what he's going to do with the supermajority. He wants to, without our say, amend the Constitution. The good things is we have the good people. Good news is we have the good people of Washington State that have to ratify any change to the Constitution. So the governor can't do it himself. But this Democrat socialist movement have taken over the Democrat Party. It's the Democrat communist movement, as far as I'm concerned. There's no such thing as a Democrat socialist. They're just trying to round off the edge, so we know that all the control they want over all of us was a good thing, right? Because it was democratic. It's not. It's communism.
It is. Socialism's just a soft version of communism.
Yeah, but they are not doing that, right? They're following the Karl Marx's model. It's communism all day long.
Right out of the Communist Manifesto that was written. I think it was written in the 40s.
Rules for radicals. They play by those rules all day long.
Yeah.
So it really.
I had to read that book in college.
Did you?
In my master's degree.
Yeah.
Well,
but not regular college. Like you had to go for an extended degree, right?
I tell Republicans all the time, use it against them, right? Read their book. That's their play manual.
Yeah.
And
it's Liberty University. So literally I think that's why we were reading it.
That's where my boy goes to school, Liberty University.
Yeah. Really?
Amazing K-12 program. If you guys want to drop out of the current
Wait, Liberty does a K-12?
They do. It's amazing. It's $3,000 a year. It's competency based. So if he tests in at higher than grade level, then they'll move him up. If he tests lower than grade level, oh my goodness, guess what? They remediate him till he gets to grade level.
Wow.
They hold him accountable?
Yeah.
Yes. And they, he can usually get done with a whole school year while I'm in session. So his school year starts usually when the gavel strikes, and then usually he is done when I'm back.
Nice.
3 months, his school year's over.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he gets, because he's spent that whole time in the K-12 program, he gets automatic scholarships, not full paid scholarship, but scholarship to the brick and mortar if he wants to go.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah, that's
Dang,
cool.
that's really cool.
It'll be up to him, right? I'm
Yeah.
not going to tell him what to do, but
Right.
He's going to be a good conservative. I'm going to do my part to
There you go.
repopulate.
No.
There you go.
Perfect. Well, it's a dwindling breed out here, right?
Well, I don't know about that when you talk to people, right?
Okay, hold on.
They're pretty mad right now.
Let me ask you about that. I keep hearing, and again, I'm just for reference point, like even going back to Lauren Culp and that whole grassroots movement, and then what we saw with what was his name, the sheriff,
Lauren.
Culp. No,
Keith Swank.
no, the one in the last election,
Sammy Bird.
Reichert. Thank you.
Oh,
He wasn't a sheriff.
Wasn't he sheriff?
He was a
Yeah.
sheriff in King County.
Yeah, he was sheriff in King County.
Yeah,
I
he
think
was
it'd be
He
King
only
County.
caught the Green River Killer
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff.
Well, whatever.
And in each of those
That guy.
movements, in each of those
That guy.
movements, we keep hearing about how, okay, people have finally had enough. There's a little bit of an upswell. People are going to start voting. Maybe we can get some more Republicans to get out to the polls because the numbers are not as high as they should be. And then every year it doesn't really materialize the way we think it's going to. Is this year different?
Well, we think it's different. Are we going to get the majority? I don't think so. Are we going to pick up some seats? I think so. Absolutely. I have never seen so many emails of people calling saying, "Hey, I've a couple times held my nose and I voted for you, but now I enthusiastically vote for you because you know what? You'll always do what you say you're going to do. We receive your newsletters, we receive your emails. You do what you say you're going to do, and we like that. We like that a lot. Maybe we don't always agree with you, but a lot of times because we like you, we look into why you vote that way. And then usually it's because they're taking away something from the people. And that's always why I vote no. A government of the people, for the people, and by the people is not one that tramples people. It is a government that is supposed to listen to the people and fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
Fill in the things that the people can't do themselves. Roads, making sure we're safe, secure, professional firefighter like I did for so many years. Government's just got into our lives too many, in too many ways. The price of a house right now, the latest study comes out that the government is costing us about $132,000, government regulations and rules on the initial construction cost of a house. The state of Washington is causing the affordability crisis in the state.
That's a really good point. I'm glad that you made that. Yeah, it's important for people to know that.
I mean, interest rates are hurting us and all that kind of stuff. But, historically, 6% interest rate or an 8% interest rate, that would have been historically, wow, this is wonderfully low, right? If you look at back in history in the 70s, even in the 80s, you're doing 11% mortgages. My first house I bought at 11.25%, barely could make the payment on the house then was $100,000 home, and we were paying $900 a month, and I made $1,250 exactly a month.
Good. Wow. Just let that settle in for a minute.
If you think this year is going to be different, and you're talking about the volume of emails and stuff, right? Are you seeing more communication this year or this cycle than you have in previous election cycles?
Way more frustration. This income tax is universally unpopular.
Oh, without doubt.
Universally unpopular.
Yeah.
And, because 2 years before, the majority promised that they weren't going to do it. The citizens once again said, we don't want an income tax in Washington state. Don't do it. And they did, right? The second they could, 2 years after the initiative, after 2 years, the initiatives will expire. And because they expire, the legislature's got a choice: either keep the law or don't, right? And they chose the latter. They're frustrated. Now, am I going to tell you that we're going to have a whirlwind and we're going to have all this upwelling? No, I think that most of the time why we lose in Washington State Republicans is because Republicans are so apathetic. It's not that the Democrats are apathetic. It's the Republicans are apathetic, and so many Republicans say the mail-in voting is so rigged that if you vote by mail, that your vote's not going to count. And I always tell them, like, that may be so. I mean, really, there are people that vote that shouldn't be legally able to vote in Washington State. That happens. It's absolutely happening. When they tell you that's not happening, it's an absolute total lie. But my seatmate and I are telling everyone, if you think that way and you do that, then you are causing the problem.
That was the point to that question. I was going to ask you if you think that this uptick in communication is going to result in better voter turnout, because that's something I jump up and down and scream and yell about. Is we have horrible voter turnout in this state. That's half the problem.
Well, I hope that the Let's Go Washington push, because it's an epic push, is going to really open people's eyes. We got 500,000 people sign income tax initiative, 500,000. Now, a lot of them, they've cross-referenced all the names. There's a lot of people that were identified Democrat. I mean, like a third of that half a million. So if we get some of those, and that this push that we put out there that say, hey, just vote, please just vote, things could happen. I have to be an optimist. I'm going to do this thing until they kick me out. And I'm going to do it for the right reasons. I'm going to try to do the right things. And so I have to be upbeat, and some of the signs that we're seeing, there's reason to be upbeat.
Is it easier to be optimistic in your district? Meaning, you guys, the Republicans do really well in the 35th, right?
Because Mason County's full of a bunch of smart people.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Well, at least two of us.
Yeah.
Three.
Well, three.
Yeah, there you
right,
go.
three. Yeah. Four, because you got 3 Republicans down there. Senators.
Yeah, we got a couple. We can put some together.
How do you? And I want to get to the issues and stuff that face your district, of course. But
Yeah.
how do you take that message out of Mason County and Shelton into places like Seattle, Pierce County, where they're not as receptive and they have seemed to vote blue just because it's blue?
Vote blue no matter who.
Well, I got, 2 answers to that. I'm in senior leadership now. I've been in senior leadership for 8 years. I've been elected the Republican whip unanimously for 8 years now. I don't know why they keep doing it, but I guess I'm doing a good job. So I'm going to keep doing it. But part of being in Republican leadership, you got to go all over the state. You got to help the other candidates out. So I have 4 candidates I directly mentor. I tell them, how to talk to the people. Republicans a lot of times think our brand of politics are such a no-brainer that we talk to people, I think, a little harsher than we would talk to our neighbor. And I keep telling everybody, if you want to turn things around, and you want there to be open dialogue about politics, be the solution. Don't take people's heads off. I love, Lauren Cope's campaign and Semi Bird's campaign. I loved them. They were great. I wish they would have won. The problem is they were so forceful and they were so in people's faces, and they told everybody that had already been elected, no, we're not going to do it that way. We can't do it that way. You're wrong. So many Republicans, the best thing about being a Republican is we're fiercely independent. The worst thing about a Republican for politics and being elected is we're fiercely independent, right? We march to the beat of one drummer. We agree with one Republican and one Republican only 100% of the time. And some of the times I disagree with myself. So it's not even 100%, right? We do that. And we make sure that they're up and ready. We know that they're, we pull the real issues that are really affecting people, the things that are pulling off the charts. And if we agree, then we tell them, stick there, do that. Make sure you tell your constituents, the people that you want to, you want to represent, that you're going to have their back. Make that kind of campaign. In political science, we got a political scientist up back here. She makes new political scientists, but they'll tell you politics is personal. It's all personal. You have to engage with people on a personal level, and you have to show up their house and you have to ask them for a vote. And we tell them that all the time. If, Travis and I and my wife and a few others, we did 66,500 doors in 6 years.
Wow.
Because, I ran 6 years straight because I'm a glutton for punishment to get elected, right? Those things, core fundamentals, keep it real. Don't argue with people. If people tell you no, leave them wanting more. If I'm in a crowded room and somebody's all in my face and they're telling me no, then I'll go speak really loudly to the next person about what I'm talking about. And a lot of times they'll be like, well, wait a minute. Could you tell me more about that? The person that just kicked me out, right? And I said, hey, all I want to do is talk to you. I think this great republic was built with that we were always going to talk to each other. We were always going to talk politics. I've said it on the show many times. In my family, it was, politics at the dinner table was expected. And when we got old enough and mature enough to start making a legitimate argument, we were championed, we were cherished, right? Make the argument. And if we were making the wrong argument, then every Maston at the table, they're going to tell me what for, even if I was 5, if I was 3, it didn't matter. My grandfather, when he taught me how to play poker, he was not easy on me. He'd take $5 from me in a heartbeat. Didn't matter. Learn how to play poker, boy.
Yeah.
That's how I learned how to play chess.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Can you take a moment and now you were saying earlier that the relationship has got worse with Democrats since you've got in. People are is there a correlation you're finding between their increase in basically more membership than you?
Well, some of it, yeah. I mean, a lot of the new members, the new Democrat members, and they find out that this isn't going to work, but they'll go to their new member orientation, and our Republican members will come back and tell me, "My gosh, they told us this. You know, they said, no, you got to work with the other side, and you got to work it out." And they ask the question, "Why? Why do we have to work with the other side?"
Yeah. That's
Well,
what we're hearing, right? Is that the Democrats? It's they're not even giving Republicans a chance to speak on stuff.
No. They don't even collaborate with us. They wonder why we run 400 amendments. Well, you never talked to us once. We wouldn't run 400 amendments if you'd have talked to us, because you got 400 problems in this bill, right?
Yeah.
And the rule in the House is the majority gets to determine what passes, but the majority gets to determine what passes. We get to determine how long it takes.
Yeah. So really, you're stuck with only being able to effectively fight a delaying action.
Yeah, a lot of times. Yeah. Well, and the delaying action, I think we defeated more bills this year than we ever did. We took 24 and a half hours off the clock just debating the income tax initiative. That was a first in my life. I've never debated for a whole 24 and a half hours before. It was fun. By the end, we were a little tired.
I can imagine.
But as a firefighter, I'd done 72-hour shifts standing on my head. I'm not up to fighting weight anymore. So yeah, I was kind of tired. Then we had another 8 hours of debate after that, right?
Oh wow! I don't know how you do it. Hey, John wants to know, why does the 35th district get all the cool reps and the rest of us get the left-wing wokers? Terry said, question for Dan. Tara Simmons posted the income tax bill includes provisions for eliminating sales tax on items like toilet paper and some other basic needs goods. Do you know if there's any truth to this? And if there is this just another pie crust promise? She asks.
So we did get a few amendments, and they put that in there. The governor came out because he knew that it was widely unpopular, so he had to sell it. So he says, "Oh, there's a few items. So we're going to relieve the burden on the middle class." Well, they didn't relieve the burden on the middle class. There was diapers and other toiletries, right? Feminine hygiene products. That they weren't going to do sales tax on. It was going to amount to, out of $4 billion, maybe $150 million in tax relief. It will do nothing to help the middle class. As a matter of fact, the worst thing about the income tax, the reason I'm so adamantly against it, is it's going to absolutely hurt the middle class. When you price wealth out of any location, any geographical region, you price the people that are willing to spend their money. If they're a wealthy person, it doesn't run a business and they're not employing people, they buy expensive things. And Washington State's a sales tax based state. About 30% of the Washington State's taxes are already paid. Our current tax level are already paid by those 22,500 people that they think they're going to get this $4 billion from. They're not going to get it. They're leaving. Right now we just got our first revenue forecast, and the headlines are like, "Oh my gosh, capital gains is going to save Washington." It's not going to save us. We're still going to have billions and billions of dollars of shortfall this year. We're definitely going to have that. The problem is that capital gains flight is the capital flight we're talking about. Wealthy people are selling their stuff and things so they can get the heck out of Washington State. It is criminal for what we have done. There is now a death tax, so they can't transfer their wealth to their families unless they go through some huge mumbo jumbo. And anybody that gains
Why
wealth,
not just put it in a trust?
That's what a lot of them do, but they are getting around the trust, right? But yeah, I'm doing that with my father now. We don't have really any assets. My father's really, he doesn't have a lot of things, doesn't have a lot of money, but my dad really wants to see the Griffey family land stay in Griffey family hands. And the only way to do it without the government taking 20% of it in a transfer is to put it in a trust. So you got to go to an attorney and you got to get all this stuff done. You got to pay thousands and thousands of dollars. Why don't we just let people in? Anyway, I got to finish what I was saying. So wealthy people, you tax them on their death so they can't really pass down their wealth. You tax them on their capital gains, unrealized capital gains. Guys,
Yeah.
Unrealized capital gain is not a capital gain. A capital gain is when you have it to spend. They don't understand that. I'm invested in the stock market because I'm retired now, and I'm hoping that my stock portfolio is going to help me coast this thing the rest of the way out, right? So, and now they come out and say, well, we're going to tax your income on millionaires. Well, no. We fought for about 5 hours to get the marriage penalty removed from their new law. So it's not a millionaire's tax. It's a couple making over $1 million annually.
Yeah, one
right?
of those small details they conveniently leave out during sound bites.
So they never talk about it,
Yeah.
but it is not a millionaire's tax. So they've already violated our trust. It's not a millionaire's tax. Now the governor come out and says that he will never ever sign the law that changes this until they really find out they're not going to get $4 billion. They know what they want to spend it on. They're going to get their $4 billion and they're going to get it from a lower and lower income level. Let's face it, guys, for the last 12 years, they have been begging for a 1% income tax because a 1% income tax would actually be constitutional in Washington State. Across the board, 1% income tax. I don't want to tell them that, but it is. They're already talking about it. Jamie Peterson, he's now embattled, but he was kind of the author and the real key mover behind this supposed millionaire's tax, the state income tax. He is already floating the idea, well, why don't we just, because it's unconstitutional in its current form, why don't we just do a 1% income tax then? He's already floating it. And the governor, he gave us about 15 minutes of hope when he said in his inaugural speech that he's not here to make excuses for government, right? He is here to reform government. All Ronald Reagan-esque, man. I had never clapped for a governor's inaugural speech before because it was always Inslee, right? And he didn't hide the fact that he was a communist. But this guy did, right? And it makes me wonder, is that who he really is? And the Democrat socialists are saying, hey, you can't be governor anymore. Both realities make me not trust him. I want somebody, if you'd have told me that he wanted an income tax and all that kind of stuff, I might trust him, but you can't trust a guy that completely 180s constantly.
Yeah. That's what Paul said about Barack Obama. Paul had a lot of respect for Barack Obama because he did what he said he was going to do, even though he didn't like what he was doing. Right, Paul?
I think that you're still on the medication from your stay in the hospital.
Listen, one of the things about the Dems in this state is that I feel like they say the bare minimum to appeal to their demographic, which is, hey, we're not going to tax diapers. We're not going to tax household items because they want to hit
well, toilet paper is a household item, but not,
but they want to attack. They want to hit that demographic, and then they do sneaky stuff in the background, like, well, let's increase the price of gas again. In your district specifically, the idea, to me anyway, you tell me if I'm wrong, the idea of making people go to EVs is ridiculous. Like in your district, some of your district is a 40-50 mile drive to go anywhere out of your district.
well, as a capitalist, I bought an EV and I drive it all over my district. I love it.
Yeah, but
I pay $26 a month and I don't have to pay gas tax.
Perfect.
Yes.
But for some people, it doesn't make sense.
I think
what he's trying to say is it's a bunch of rednecks out there and they like their big diesel trucks.
No, that's not necessarily what I'm saying. But,
no. I mean, I think this is a great conversation to have. I mean, I think the commercial viability of electric propulsion is here.
Mm-hmm.
We do not need to subsidize it anymore. As long as it's a market-driven economy, I don't think Republicans care about it. I don't.
Right.
I got a $300 a month lease, and I pay $26 a month to charge the dang thing, and I was paying $650 a month with my 2 gas vehicles. I still have my 2 gas vehicles. Trust me, I agree with Alicia. I'm not going to give up my gas-powered vehicles because I'm a motorhead, but I'm going to do what's financially right for my family, and saving about $300 a month, almost $300 a month, and not buying gas. I probably buy gas when drive my truck. Every once in a while, I just get tired of the EV and I'll drive my truck for a month or so. So I buy gas every 4 or 5 months.
Yeah. But
it's my choice.
Yeah.
We're not subsidizing. I don't think we need to subsidize EV deployment any longer.
Yep.
Batteries right now are cheap. It used to be $8,000 for a battery, $1,500 now. You put a battery in there, and then with the motor technology, the automotive industry now is truly coming out with $30,000 extended range electric vehicles, 300 miles or more. Some of them are up to 400 miles. If the government's not subsidizing. We're not spending billions of dollars to make somebody do something, and they choose to do that. I think that is where we have to be, and I think we're there. I really believe we're there. Like, I do believe in the next 8 to 10 years, you're going to see about 50% of the long haul trucks on the road are going to be a Tesla EV. Tesla has figured out how to make a long haul truck work, and they are selling more of those chassis right now to the freight industry than they can make. And this is a Elon Musk thing, right? He wants to be making 50,000 a year, and he knows that he's already got them sold.
Well, okay, but there's a mandate looming over us right now for 2030.
Yeah.
To stop sales of non-electric vehicles in the state of Washington. Meanwhile, the Democrats keep pumping up that gas tax. I've argued on this show 100 times. I think the gas tax is most oppressive, most impactful on the poor and the minority communities, the group that the Democrats say they love so much and want to help. But the people that are making $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 a year, you jack up their gas tax 50 cents, and it will make it impossible for them to maintain their way of life. If you're what is considered by many a Republican voter, right? Well, people with more income and they make more, they can eat the cost a little bit easier. But the Democrats are, in my opinion, screwing their own base by, one, we're going to ramp up the gas tax, make you all pay more, even though we know you can't afford it. And two, we're going to put this mandate out there that says, well, by 2030, you're going to have a non-gasoline powered vehicle anyway. And we know free market enough to know that in 2030, what's going to happen to the cost of those EVs?
Well, I mean, totally get what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's where I was at here. We do not need to incentivize. Adoption of electric vehicles is just going to generically happen now. It's a perpetual motion machine. People are going to make the free market decision to buy them. We do not need to have the 2030 mandate. I voted no when they passed it. I think they're going to miss their 2030 mandate. It's not going to happen.
The infrastructure is not there.
No,
I mean, I drive an EV too, and it drives me crazy when I pull into a place that I'm supposed to be able to charge and all the cables are cut.
Well, so I'm not that far into EV. I've never remotely charged. I've only I've driven to Port Townsend. I've driven to Olympia and back. I've only driven, my boy and I just went on a long trip and I took my truck. We went to Spokane. I wasn't going to do that. So it is unpredictable right now.
Yeah. It's maddening.
The funny thing is Washington State always puts the cart before the horse. Their CCA money, which is the biggest driver of this gas tax, right? It's huge. It's just off the charts. That is the main driver in our gas prices, but we still have another $1.10 that we're collecting on top of that, right? So we have to understand that Washington State's affordability problem is Washington State's problem. The majority party in Washington State over the last 12 years that I've been there and fought against it the whole time, they have priced people out of viability in the economy. Most of the lower income levels are just barely getting by.
100%. A couple of years ago, during I think the last election cycle that we had this much excitement, we had several Dem candidates come on, and we had just done a big conversation in here on the electric vehicle issue because at the time we were talking about the mandate, right? And to Tom's point about the infrastructure, it became really clear when you started looking at the data that, these battery powered vehicles and trucks, people don't realize this because every Democratic candidate we had on, we asked about it and they had no clue. And so I think, Tom, what you were talking about with infrastructure was the flat out weight of the vehicles, right? All of those big heavy duty trucks with all those big heavy batteries, they're considerably more than what our gas powered vehicles are.
But they charge for that at tab time.
No, but I think Paul's talking about the damage to the road.
The infrastructure to the issues that the bridges aren't made to be able to handle such heavy vehicles.
Right. But so the wear on the roads and the bridges and all that stuff is covered. I mean, I
get that, but that wasn't not at all what I was talking about. I was talking about the actual bridges we drive over having to be rebuilt because they're not engineered to withstand the extra weight. But it's okay. Sure. We can get back to that another time.
What I was talking about was just the day-to-day stuff. I mean, when you go out to get groceries or whatever, and the battery's low, got to go charge.
Yeah, it's cool. You're just a Democrat now. Okay.
I agree with Dan though. Like, it makes sense to have it if you're driving around and you want to have it in EV. Like, it makes perfect sense.
No, it's great until it's not.
I just hate I don't, Dan, do you believe our power grid is sufficient to
No.
carry that at this point?
No, I mean, we didn't invest in real power generation in Washington State. It was all fake. So part of our cost of living is each and every one of your utility bills, you're charged for alternative power generation, clean, green, but hydroelectric power is not considered clean and green. They couldn't consider it clean and green, or they couldn't have got all their windmills. Now, windmills do not provide enough base load at all because of the change in winds. We have a predictable change in wind when the sun goes down.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of our windmills are not producing enough power to supplement the grid. So even though we got windmills all over Eastern Washington, they're not providing us enough power, baseload power to do what we need to do. They're not doing it at all. But there's so many exciting new companies that are producing new power generation techniques. There's a company called Hyaluron. They are producing a heat differential engine. It's the first real working Stirling engine. It's a prototype thing that they were talking about in the 1880s. But heat differential engine will run on, it's a fuel agnostic. You could run it on whiskey. You could run it on propane. All you have to do is create heat. And they have 100% carbon capture, and the exit or the exhaust is water. I mean,
wow.
And they can, it's 8 foot wide and about 3 foot deep by about 8 foot tall. And it can produce 200 megawatts. That's a city block or more. And the U.S. military is buying them for their autonomous vehicles right now, autonomous electric vehicles. So there's such exciting technology. I think that, my advice to Democrats is be patient. These alternatives are coming. We're going to have power generating capability right on site very soon. If we had allowed all of our very smart physicists to explore nuclear technology like they're doing in almost every other country, we would have small yield, very small modular nuclear would be something that happened. But no, we don't have enough power yet. And I'll tell you what, our power needs are only increasing just generically because the majority party's push to completely have everybody switch to electric everything in your house, right? They don't want propane. They don't want natural gas. They tried to ban those. And then right after they did ban them for power generation, we had to go this year and unban it because we're running out of power. And there is a company down that they shut down that was burning coal. I don't know that we should be burning coal anymore. Maybe not. But they wanted to, at the time, 6 years ago, transfer their power generation, transform it into natural gas or propane. They were trying to do either or. This year, we had to change the law so that power plant could then convert to natural gas 2 years after they banned it.
Mm. Well, and I love the people that say, well, nuclear is just not safe. And I would just say, well, those of you living in Kitsap County, you've lived around a whole bunch of little mini nuclear systems and you've been just fine. And I don't think any of us are glowing in the dark. Paul?
Well, hey, I understand why everyone's scared of nuclear. They should be. Fukushima should be hitting us right in the face. But that's why you study it. That's why you develop it. And that's why you come up with safe scramming reactors and that sort of thing, right? You do the right thing. The majority party has a math problem, right? They have a math that they just believe their math works. 3 + 3 is 9. Those kind of things. They just don't get the math of the thing. To propel anything that of any weight, a certain distance, you're going to have to use energy. I'm agnostic on the energy source. I really am. Electric final drive propulsion solves so many problems. I'm a mechanic by hobby background, and I'll tell you, the final drive electric is where it's at. How do we provide the power? I mean, there's problems with batteries, right? Lithium-ion batteries, which is what we've set on. I thought we were going to get, nickel, manganese, cobalt.
Nickel, cadmium, I think.
Yeah, cadmium, cobalt. I thought there was going to be other battery technologies, but the price of lithium batteries and the way they're making lithium battery packs now have come down in price so much that, well, the industry wants to sell vehicles. It's market-driven industry. They tried to force really expensive electric vehicles in the United States. The United States said, no, I can't afford them. So what did the industry do? We'll make electric vehicles, but we're going to make what they can afford. Now, talking about the weight, when you build an electric vehicle as an electric vehicle from the ground up, you mitigate the weight. You build vehicles that are built to be electric, and they're lighter, a lot lighter. That's how they're getting a lot more range with the same size battery pack, or even smaller battery packs. But we got to be patient. We got to let the smart people work out all the technology instead of forcing on us. What the problem with our electric vehicle rollout right now is the federal government tried to say, well, yeah, we know they're going to be danged expensive, so we're going to supplement it. Well, they didn't supplement it anywhere close to enough. So most of our automotive industry in Washington, in the United States, they dang near went bankrupt doing what the Biden administration told them they had to do. And they quickly ramped up. Ford, I love Ford Motor Company, but they tried to make a popular pickup. So they took their F-150 and we're going to make it electric. And they admit right now that was a mistake. They needed to build an electric vehicle from the ground up. So they hired a whole bunch of Skunk Works team. And they, in secret and silence, for the last 3 years have been building a ground up electric vehicle technology that I think, and they're promising they're going to come out as an entry-level base vehicle at $30,000. And I'll tell you what, that's what the American people said they can afford.
I know Paul's got a question. Just one more quick follow-up. Does all this discussion also apply to the electric ferries?
Yeah, I'm on the ferry selection task force, and our first meeting, their understanding of electric propulsion, I think, is sadly deficient. And so I'm asking a heck of a lot of questions and making sure all the engineers are telling us about that. Full electric is not going to work. We're not going to be able to get that off the ground. It'll be hybrid electric if we go there. Hybrid electric, I'm still dubious on. Having that much power storage, energy storage in a hull of a boat, they're going to have to prove to me that they have mitigated the fire potential. They're going to have to prove to me they're going to be able to contain that fire for long enough to get all of those wonderful people, and many of them are going to be residents of 35th, so my constituents. But I'm a professional firefighter. I don't want anybody hurt ever. They got to prove to me that they got that technology locked tight before I'm going to say yes, go. But they wanted authorization to go buy 8 more ferries, and I'm like, I don't have $2 billion to give you right now. I just don't have it. I mean, we really have to prioritize our transportation system right now. We should prioritize freight and congestion relief. That should be our priority right now. We should build, we should go back to our core mission, but we build bike paths and walking trails and overpasses for, the endangered 3-legged whatever, right? So they could get it past it. And, we just now got our first picture of the first bear that crossed over the Snoqualmie Pass.
Oh, they had a bear cross?
They did.
Nice.
They did.
Finally.
Well, we were dubious whether they were going to use it. So we wrote a bill and they funded it to put game cams up. And we're noticing now that because they put the isolation fence for miles and miles each direction, they're actually crossing there. It's actually saving lives. But they got to prove those things to me. If they're going to spend that kind of money, not providing congestion relief or freight mobility so our businesses can get their goods and services to and from market, then I'm going to say no. Our transit, we really must prioritize. Our gas tax revenue is down. That's how we pay all of our bonds for all of our highway construction, and we have billions of dollars in bonds that are still out there. So we're going to have to write the check for all of those for years and years in the future. We don't have to collect as much as we're collecting, and that starts with the Carbon Commitment Act. We don't need to do it. We don't need to collect that money right now. We need to ramp all those projects down because I'm telling you, universal electric adoption is going to happen. It's going to happen the right way. It's going to be market driven. The market's going to find out they like it, and the market's going to buy it. I can just about guarantee.
So, Dan, there's some comments in chat, and I think people are misunderstanding what you mean by the free market. Because I think there's the misunderstanding that by saying that you're supporting the mandate. So
No, I absolutely don't support the mandate. I am absolutely talking opposite. I don't support the mandate, but I do believe electric vehicle adoption is going to be a consumer choice, and that's how all things that consumers buy should be driven.
Yes.
The government should not subsidize. The government shouldn't spend billions of dollars. We need to suspend or eliminate the Carbon Commitment Act right now.
Yes.
Stop charging, and right now, we would save, almost 54 cents a gallon. That's what it really impacts all of us. That would be a significant boon to all Washingtonians. We have asked the governor through these tough times to just do it by executive order. Do not participate in the market for 2 calendar years. Let Washingtonians get on their feet, save money, and then they can make up their mind. I'm absolutely not supporting their mandates. I'm speaking exactly opposite. Now, a lot of people, when a Republican say they drive an electric vehicle, they're like, oh my gosh, how could you do that? I made a consumer decision, and I'm saving about $300 a month.
Who fucking cares? It was your decision.
Well,
that's all that matters.
Well, I just want people to understand, like the free market, a product producer produces something, and then they market it, and then people just buy it. That's the way it needs to be. We don't need to subsidize, $4,000. The government will give you $4,000. They take it away from us to give it to somebody that's making a consumer decision, right? So it's exactly opposite of
the mandate.
Yeah, isn't it silly how what you purchase in the free market all of a sudden becomes political?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't. I mean,
in some opinions,
I'm used to it. I mean,
Well,
just the other day,
I'm
I
sure.
I did a Facebook post. Somebody caught me pulling weeds in the Allen Y and exactly the shorts that I'm in. I was weed eating in shorts. I do it all the time. Yes. They said you need to be safe. You should wear some safety equipment. Probably should have. I had my eyes covered and my ears, but they said that was staged. No. I was putting up a campaign sign, and I noticed you couldn't read the Allen sign, entering Allen sign anymore. I couldn't stand it, so I pulled it down. So yeah, everybody's got an opinion, and on Facebook they can just readily talk about it.
Absolutely.
And their opinion was, I didn't do that. That was staged for political reasons. No, somebody took a picture of me, and my wife posted it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what, Dan? Of all the political candidates I've met, I don't think there's anybody I consider with more integrity than you.
Well, I appreciate
You know what I mean? And it's been a while since we've chatted, but we used to have you on a whole bunch, and I've kind of just watched you matriculate through the legislature and do your stuff. Like, I don't think there's anybody with more
matriculated.
Look, I'm using my my higher education words.
Big words.
Yeah, but I
mean, Olympia didn't change me. I wasn't going to let it change me.
It hasn't changed you in the least.
Not at all.
I am more committed now to changing the tyrannical government system that we currently live or are oppressed under than I ever was.
Yeah.
That's, we argued for 24 and a half hours on the House floor. That was a commitment. Many people say, yeah, but you still lost. Well, I'll tell you what, we did it.
Still tried.
Yeah.
24 and a half hours, man. I challenge anyone to come up with real, logical, amazing, compelling arguments for full 24 and a half hours. And I'm so proud of my caucus because we did.
You let's be realistic, Dan. You could put up a bill that has the formula for the cure to cancer, but because you guys are putting it up, they're not even going to listen to it.
Well, yeah, if Trump cured cancer, then they would know he would take
That's
the
right.
cure, right? Like,
That's right.
We can't do that anymore, right?
Yeah,
we got to talk to each other again.
100%.
If a Republican's not making sense, tell me why they're not making sense. I'll talk to you about it. Maybe I change your mind 20%. Maybe you change my mind 20%.
That's right.
The founders thought that that's what we would always do.
Yeah, right.
And they argued like crazy. I mean, you go back to Thomas Jefferson and John Adams' campaign. Thomas Jefferson's team called him a hermaphrodite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they started with political slander and mudslinging at the second the second president or the third president elected in the United States. Right.
Yeah. It's funny when you dig into that stuff and you find out that you hear a lot of people, you probably hear this, I hear it, it's so bad now. It's so bad. Well, we actually had a civil war. That was pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, and
we're not there yet.
Yeah, I mean, we used to tar and feather politicians we didn't like.
Right.
I think we should go back to that.
There was
right now.
I don't support that. I mean, unless the bar is really high.
There was a state there was a
Let me be
US
clear.
there was a U.S. representative in the Capitol. I remember who it was. It Sutter or somebody like that. They got
Sutherland.
that got beat with a cane.
Oh, no.
This was in the 1800s in the debate over slavery, but another representative.
They did fist fights all the time.
Yeah.
You just got to look at the congressional record. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So let me get to the couple of questions that I had really quick. Dan, you had brought it up earlier. We were talking about energy costs, right? Probably energy costs, I would say, are probably the number one thing that is affecting people from, those that are marginal as far as middle class, low class, whatever. It affects a lot of people. I drive around a truck for work, and I can put as much as $80 to $100 a day in gas.
Yeah.
And that's like walking around with an artery open.
It's crippling.
It is insane.
It is. It really is. And so kind of two-part question for you. In Washington State, Puget Sound Energy has lobbied to effectively raise the rates substantially for a lot of people, right? And I don't know how much they've gone up for everybody, but I know ours have gone up significantly.
Yeah, it's insane.
And I hear a lot of people talking about it frequently. Only advice I can give them is you've had the same people in power since 1988. You've got to vote differently, right? And you've got to vote. So what I'm looking for is, with regards to that argument, give me something or help me understand how I can explain this issue to people so that it's truthful and it makes sense.
Well, I can explain to you why Puget Sound Energy raised their rates so drastically, right?
That's a great place to start. Yeah.
Well, when they banned natural gas, Puget Sound Energy did a lot of their power generation with natural gas, and they lobbied and said, "Oh, it's going to devastate our business if you don't do it. If you don't let us charge for this conversion to other forms of energy, buying it on the open market, that sort of thing, different places, then we couldn't comply with this." So for them to buy off on the natural gas ban, Puget Sound Energy is a foreign-owned company now,
Canadian,
right?
Isn't it?
What's that?
Isn't it
It's
Canadian,
Canadian, right?
Yeah.
And so we're paying for their conversion away from natural gas. That's why their rates went up. They lobbied for it. They knew that the rates were going to go up. They asked because they're a regulated energy provider. They have to run everything by us. The majority party knew that power rates are going to go up. And I'll tell you what, I talk to members of the majority party all the time that are Puget Sound Energy customers, and they're like, my power rate went up. And I'm like, dummy, you voted for this. What do you think? Why do you think we argued for 12 hours on that? Like, we knew this was going to happen. And also, all of your power bills right now include that alternative energy tax that is providing all of these windmills and some solar in Washington State, not much solar, that are not providing any base load. So it doesn't release any, it doesn't help our power shortage at all. As a matter of fact, they throttle our dams when they're producing, and then the dams have to pick up the base load. So they got to be really hot on the switch, flipping the switch to make sure that they can keep up with it.
Yeah.
There are places where wind might work. Wind doesn't really work here. There's places where solar, if you could do storage, right? If we could actually store the power,
huge battery banks. Effectively,
solar might work.
Yeah.
In places, they're not going to work here. We have water. We have dams. We need to put, and I talked to you guys about this. One of the first bills I ever wrote was declaring hydroelectric power renewable. That way, they would stop charging each and every one of us an extra tax. Now, our utility providers, they don't want to charge that tax. They don't want to do the pass through because and where I'm at, the PUD commissioners are taking the shorts, because everyone's chewing on them because they're having to raise their power rates. Well, we throttle the dams. We don't let enough water go through the dams anymore because we worry about so many other things. We should worry about baseload power and baseload power generation. Hydroelectric is king here. Rainfalls are predictable rate. It's stored as energy. Stored energy is almost like a battery is snow, and it melts at a predictable rate, and it turns turbines at a predictable rate, and it produces energy that is cleanest, greenest, and most renewable energy source in the world, and everybody else considers it the pinnacle. But because they want to be seen as doing something right and real for the environment, they're going to do alternatives. There's nothing better than hydroelectric power.
I'm right there with you, man. To me, it's second. It's followed by nuclear. But I'm curious because I remember years ago when you were on, we were talking about alternative energies, and there was talk at that time of the the shoreline or tidal.
That's the dumbest idea there ever was.
So you guys have heard about that. You've talked it, right? The idea is just that as the tide goes in or goes out, drives the turbine.
So
they've done away with that.
Our tribes helped us on that. They wanted to do a bunch of demo projects. They wanted to put a wind farm, off the coast of Washington State. The tribes didn't want it, and we helped defeat it. So that was it was positive, but they got to understand we don't have enough power right now. We need to do something. That's why the Hylarons of the world and others that are this close. Like next year, they're going to be fully commercialized. So we're talking about how do you charge in remote areas, without power. You can have a standalone power supply that literally captures all carbon. You can power it with propane. You could power it with natural gas. It captures all the carbon. The problem is it's a hydrocarbon and hydrocarbon bad, right? Well, if the innovators found a way to make hydrocarbon work, then why not use it?
Yeah. 100%. So the last one I was going to follow up with was the other energy issue in this state, obviously gas prices. What can you help the listeners understand about why Washington has? Are we second in gas taxes? I think
it's second or
highest.
first.
It's high.
I can't be exactly accurate because it's based on the carbon market and the last, because the CCA, even though the Democrats say that that's not a gas tax, it's 54-cent gas tax.
Yeah.
I think last year it might have been 56 cents. I don't know. Every year the carbon market shifts, right? Mm-hmm. The governor is promising us that because we tied that carbon market right to California and Canada and Oregon, that it's going to reduce the price of carbon. Well, you know what it's going to also do? It's going to reduce the amount of money they bring in. I'll tell you what, they know what they want to spend it on. So they're just going to tax us a different way. So if you want to know what to do about gas right now, suspend the carbon tax right now. Just right now. Stop the COLA increases that we have built into it. And then we need to start ratcheting down the gas tax over time because, and the way we do that is we stop spending our gas tax constitutionally supported, our repayment of our bonds for our roads and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
We stop doing the things that the bike paths and walking trails and if those are local community priorities, local communities can figure out how to fund them and do that. Mm-hmm. The state shouldn't be doing all the multimodal stuff that we're doing right now. We've got to focus and spend what little money we have right now in the right direction. I believe that's freight mobility and congestion relief, and that's where the DOT needs to stay.
Yeah, I think that's a really good platform, man, and I absolutely dig that. Tom, do you have any questions?
Hold on, I have a quick question from a listener I want to get to real quick. Tegan asks, wait a minute, Dan, does that mean that you will argue against the Enloe Dam being removed in Okanagan County?
So I don't know that I don't have I don't have the background on that one. I can't take a position one way or the other.
Okay.
Those hydroelectric producing dams that we currently have right now in Washington State, all of the megawatts that we can get, we have to have.
Okay. Tom?
No,
okay.
I mean, I mean, it's after the fact.
You've educated. He's educated me on one thing. Like I felt like I had a pretty good grasp on why Puget Sound energy rates had gone up, but now you've informed me that we actually operate at a shortage, which I was not aware of. So if we're operating, and for me, I have no idea what the shortage is, just from what you said that there's a shortage. So what kind of shortage? Like if 100% peak usage is providing 100% electricity for everybody, if that's at 100%, like how below that are we?
Well, I mean, we're making base load right now, but we can see in the future that we're not going to hit base load numbers, right?
And when you say in the future, you're talking a year, a month?
Well,
Tuesday.
It's all over, right?
Yeah.
We don't really know. It's how many large power users relocate to Washington State, how many of them leave, right? When they leave, that we're going to have, maybe a positive in our base load. But we just really have to understand that we need much more power if we're going to go electric.
Okay.
We just need much more power.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe we don't need to go fully electric. I do believe propane and natural gas are absolutely viable. They're more economical for the consumer. They should be used to heat homes. They should be used to cook with until we figure out where we're going to get all the power.
I got you. I'm feeling it.
One last question for you, Dan. For me anyway, they might have some more. So the Suquamish tribe came out this week and announced that they'd reached a decision with the DOD. And I know that some of this is federal, but I'll bring it back to state in a
I
second.
was at the ceremony. I know a lot about it.
Okay, so they basically agree that the feds are going to pay them X amount of money for them to expand some stuff at the shipyard because of mitigation of tribal fishing rights and all of that.
Yeah.
People who listen to this show, and you probably remember, I'm Native American. I have a piece of Native American property. I benefit from some of the Native American laws that are in place that benefit tribal members and the tribes. But this to me seems a little ridiculous. Because I don't think I've ever seen anybody in Suquamish fishing down in Bremerton for any, to do anything down there. I know that they've got rights to the waterways and stuff, but
they put them nets across Gorse Creek, that's for sure.
Well, but they're not near the shipyard. And again, I know that's federal, but the tribes have a ton of overreach into state stuff as well.
Well, that's federal law. That the reason that the DOD, I sat and talked to the Assistant Secretary of the Navy for about 30 minutes, and he was so tickled he couldn't stand himself. The Navy really wants to get this project done in 6 years, and the federal law says they have to mitigate all impacts to federally recognized tribes. It's part of the treaty rights. And they did it, and they did it early. The Navy is exceptionally ecstatic about it. They think that this is the big, the big hill that they had to climb to keep this thing on target, on price, and they want to do that. And they are excited. The tribe is excited. And anytime we can get both sides in a discussion to agree, I think we need more of that. I don't know all of the mitigation that the feds promised. I don't know any of that. I do know, and so does the Secretary of the Navy. If we didn't do this, then we aren't going to get it done in 6 years. It might be 10 years. And I'll tell you what, 10,000 new people, a third aircraft carrier, none of this sounds bad for me being a representative of 35th District. The only thing that sounds bad is we got to get ready for the housing. We've been doing that down in 35 in the Belfair bypass area. We're planning on how do we get a new transformer, a new power transformer is about $1.5 million, $2 million. They're about 3-year delay since COVID. So they got to order them early. And we got to be ready. There's a housing provider that wants to build 350 homes. That's a start. That's not enough, but that's a start. Where are we going to put them? We need places to put them.
Well, and do you have how active are you in the discussions of what's happening in Gorst? I know it's outside of your district, but it definitely impacts so much of the people that live in your district that are coming in to go to work at the shipyard. Do you have any say on the whole Gorst project? I know they talked about different highway issues and remedies there because of the traffic and the issues with it. Is that something you've got your hands in at all?
Oh, absolutely. I have opinions on it, and I'm speaking my opinions loudly. Right now, we haven't made a decision on what to do. They want to do a double-decker highway down there on Highway 3. Makes no dang sense. It's idiotic.
Double-decker, really?
I think we need to bypass Gorst. We need to use the current Highway 3 as limited access, where we have mainly people that are doing commuter work up to the shipyard. I think that we can talk to the Navy in their big expansion. Why could we do remote parking? Can we do a big remote parking structure, maybe up at the Bremerton Airport industrial area? Could we then work and I know we could probably rely on Kitsap Transit to get them back and forth on shuttle buses. Could we really reduce the amount of traffic that we have? Could we do a bypass? We already have overpasses, and if we really logically think about it, a wraparound bypass that people just want to go to Silverdale and they don't want to be stuck in traffic. They just take a left-hand turn and they go up and over a hill behind West Hills Autoplex. They get back onto Highway 3. We're golden. They want to do things so expensive and they talked about a bridge over, the inlet, and all of them are terribly
sinking an aircraft carrier.
Well, there was that idea.
I love that idea, actually.
It didn't work. The Navy didn't have any aircraft carriers they wanted to do, and to be honest with you, the maintenance would have been I can't even
insane.
Tell you. Wow.
Somebody mentioned on this show a while ago something about running a rail car, about doing some type of large parking area outside of town and then letting the Navy use those railroad tracks to transport them in and out to the shipyard. Is that an option, or is that not?
Cars.
I don't know. I mean, just think about this. If you take the shipyard and you remotely park them and you give them a predictable way to get people to and from, they have a worker driver program that is widely used right now because they have a lot of congestion problems at the shipyard, how they park people. But if you remotely park them and all of those cars are in a remote location, I'm agnostic about how you get them to and from their actual work, but it's got to be stable. It's got to be predictable, and people got to be able to get to work on time. It can't affect the people, the great people that work at the shipyard. We're going to have to figure out how to do it and do it right. But if we don't talk about it, we don't come up with ideas on doing different ways of doing it that are not billions and billions of dollars. Let's talk about some millions of dollars, and let's talk about how can we remote park them? Can we keep them safe? We can have, Navy security or civilian security, make sure that their vehicles are taken care of. It can be a very secure lot. But let's start talking about alternatives. Let's not talk about wild ideas of a suspension bridge across that we'll never build. Let's start talking about real things that we know how to do. As DOT can do a bypass and they can plan it well. It's not going to cost anywhere near as much money as the things they're already proposing, and it's not going to be as ridiculous as a double-decker highway that that will tear down in 20 years because, oh my gosh, it's not seismically right or whatever.
Make another Alaskan Way viaduct.
Another Alaskan Way viaduct.
Yeah.
Why do we keep making the same mistakes? So yeah, I'm involved in the discussion.
Okay. All right. Listen, everybody in the chat is so happy that you're here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Tegan's glad you're here. Mick says hello, and he's glad you're here.
Tegan specifically says, please thank him from me on the nitro spill.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Nitrous is killing our kids, and selling it at a gas station unregulated. I mean, it's a medication. If you're just doing straight nitrous, the people that are marketing it, they don't understand that you're oxygen depriving these young children, and you're killing their brains. They're dying of strokes. They're dying of heart attacks. They're sucking down 5-10 cans a day.
Good Lord.
Ridiculous. It is a preventable disaster, and we should have prevented it. We should have saw it coming. It was my pleasure.
Yeah. Dan, can we do this again? Can we not wait years to have you back on again? I would
All I
love to
got
have
to
you
do is
back.
ask, man, when he called and
Yeah.
messaged me.
No, he
got my number.
right
I got your number. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll come back anytime you want. I'm going to tell you the truth. Every time I come.
Let's have you on again before election. Before we get to November.
Maybe we'll do an election night.
We do election night coverage
I
every year.
know. Maybe we do it again.
We totally should.
You guys called me the first couple elections I won. First couple I lost too.
Well, at least we were consistent.
There was only 2 losses.
She was a vet, right?
Yeah.
That you beat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Out
Kathy
in
Hay.
Yeah.
Nice lady.
Yeah.
We're glad we have another large animal vet in Mason County.
Yeah.
Full
Dan,
time.
Dan, you're amazing, man. I love you. I'm glad you came in. We'll do this again before we get to November.
Maybe next time, get you and your seatmate in here together.
Oh, that'd be fun. We're so funny together. You guys have a great time.
Oh yeah, we'll set it up. We'll set it up. Give our best to Travis. Tell Travis we said hello.
I will.
And tell him to quit being so scared to come on the show. I'm just kidding. He'll come
keep
on
us in
whenever.
your prayers. We need it. It's a tough job we do, but we're going to do it for the right reasons, and we're going to keep doing it.
Love the new marketing campaign, by the way. Just the whole, what is it, like 1920s or 30s kind of gangster outfit look. That's pretty cool stuff. I dig it.
Well, I got to rep my town.
Yeah,
Big Bubba's Burgers.
Big Bubba's
I
Burgers.
love Big Bubba's
Oh
Burgers.
man, I rep everywhere I go.
Yeah.
I love.
I've
my
never
place.
had their burgers before. I should.
Oh,
You're amazing.
It's an institution.
So
man.
good.
Come on.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
Hey,
And their deep fried pickles are to die for.
Okay, outside
I know.
of they do deep fried pickles, I'll move there. Outside of Big Bubba's, tell before we wrap this up, tell the listeners one thing in your district that they need to do this summer.
One thing, they got to go on the water.
Yeah.
The Salish Sea, Hood Canal is just get out there.
I'm just
It's-
not
it's-
used to them
it's
calling
gorgeous.
it the Salish Sea.
I know it's kind of pretty. I don't know. Hood
There
Canal.
was a
I don't have a
distillery.
I don't have a problem with it. I'm just not used to it.
I know. I use both terms, right? Hood Canal is what I grew up.
Wait, is
I'm a
Salish Sea
70s
the Hood
kid.
Canal? Is that?
No, the Salish Sea is all of the body of water.
Yeah,
I don't know the geographic region, but
Yeah,
yeah.
there was a
Yeah.
Salish Sea distillery that didn't quite survive COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Too many great companies.
I mean,
not
I suppose
survive COVID.
I can't complain about the Salish Sea because I'm wearing my Gulf of America T-shirt, but
I like the Gulf of America too. It's so much better than the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
I mean, it just rings. The ring is great.
right? It's just that whole Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, yeah. You want it the Gulf of Mexico?
I don't mind the Salish Sea. It's pretty.
Yeah.
Call it Hood Canal if you want because it's historic. Call it Salish Sea because it's more historic. I don't know.
I think what it was for me is that once I heard him start calling, I knew that it had that name in the past, but it took time for it to register. And so I kept having to ask myself, well, what part are they calling the Salish Sea? And I'm like, dummy, it's the whole thing.
It's the whole thing.
Yeah, it's an inland sea. It's pretty big. It's we depend on it. Billions of dollars of seafood. We need them.
Not right now.
Not right now. I know.
No.
I know.
You guys saw, you brought up briefly the Suquamish tribe and the issue with the shellfish. in Bremerton and stuff like that. And I found it very interesting. So I'm just go on to Facebook, you guys, go to the Kitsap Sons website and read the comments. And people are heatedly divided over this issue.
I didn't know that Kitsap Sons still did local news. That's news to me.
Well, it's behind a paywall, but you can get it for free.
You know, what I want to understand is why anyone wants to eat anything from anywhere near the shipyard.
Well, here's the crazy part, Tom, is
That's
that
not near the shipyard.
is that the people on the left,
Close enough.
The Hood Canal is not near the shipyard.
Do you guys hear music? That means we have to
No,
go
it's
to break.
not.
Yeah, well, you go
Like
to
one
break.
end
We'll
of it.
we'll
All right.
continue this after
We'll
break.
continue this afterwards. Dan Griffey, 35th District, Position 1. He's up for re-election in November. Standout.
Do you have
we-
anybody running against you?
Yeah, 2 Democrats.
Nobody,
Okay, you got
nobody that
this.
matters.
Yeah, exactly.
None that matters.
Nobody that matters.
I want to see Dan give like the people's eyebrow and tell them to know the rule and shut their mouth, and
Yeah.
that'd be great. We
Yeah,
appreciate you,
that
buddy.
would be cool.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
All right, there goes Dan Griffey. Everybody, we're going to take a break. I know that Beeler already snuck away to take care of her bladder. People have commented about that in the chat, by the way.
I don't really care.
And-
Sorry, if I have to pee, I'm gonna pee.
And on that note, we'll go to break. It's Outlaw Radio. We're back after this at outlawradionetwork.com.
So
as long as it wasn't me. One day I lifted my head and looked into
Admin a la carte are specialized local experts committed to helping you run your small business. From general admin and sales support to marketing, digital media and technology to real estate and compliance, Admin a la carte's only goal is to take your business to the next level. Find out how Admin a la carte can elevate your business. Visit admin-alacarte.com for more information. That's admin-alacarte.com. Admin a la carte. Your business doesn't fit into a box. Why should you have to?
Are you ready to elevate your spirits? Look no further than Black Rain Spirits, your local craft distillery nestled in Town Square Mall. Indulge in the smooth richness of our handcrafted spirits, meticulously distilled to perfection. Whether you prefer the bold kick of our bourbon or the subtle sophistication of our gin, Black Rain Spirits has something for every palate. Visit us today at Town Square Mall and experience the essence of true craftsmanship. Black Rain Spirits, where passion meets perfection, unconventionally traditional.
This is Spike Cohen. This is Jesse Young.
I'm Brandy Cruz, host of the Undivided Podcast.
And you're listening to
my friends on the
Outlaw the
Outlaw Radio Network.
Tranquility, be advised, lots of smiling signals and interrupts all over the world. Over.
Essential.
When I'm underneath the surface, I can shut my eyes and focus so I can see.
All right, Outlaw Radio Network, in the middle of hour number 2, by the way. Thanks for checking out the show. Thanks again to Dan Griffey for joining us.
Yeah, he's a great interview, man. He always has been a wealth of information and knowledge, and he's not afraid to let it show.
Yeah,
You know?
he and I think what I like most about Dan, Paul, you'll agree, he's just a good dude.
Yeah.
Like, I know people say, "Well, you say that about everybody you have on." No, I don't say that about Tara.
No, we
didn't
don't
say it
say
about
that.
Michelle Caldier.
Yeah.
But Dan's a good dude. Travis is a good dude. Jesse Young was a good dude. There's some really good dudes that come through. And
Evan, do you have wet dreams about Michelle?
Wow.
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
wondering.
I wake up and I piss myself.
Oh, okay. Just wondering.
Yeah, that's
You
as
talk
close as
about
I
her
get.
an awful lot.
No, I was
Somebody
just, I was
don't
just talking about. I don't say that positive thing about everybody we have, just the ones that are worth it, and Travis and
you
Dan
know
are-
that. Now I don't normally defend Kevin. 'cause
No, I'm gonna give Kevin
he-
shit.
and absolutely, you go right ahead. You have every
You do
reason
that.
to. I was just gonna say, but on this one, I'll kind of defend him. He was making that point, and he
All
was
right.
doing it well.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's about as far as my defense of Kevin is gonna go.
Okay. Is
Well,
Kevin
look-
gonna turn on the camera?
And here's oh yeah, hold on, thank you. Here's the deal too, right? Like I don't bring her up nearly as much as I used to. I don't talk about her very
Well,
much.
she's out of the
Good.
public.
Not yet. She's not.
Yeah, I mean,
She's still there till
effectively is.
January.
Yeah, but she's still effectively out.
Still there till January, unless she gets hit by a bus before then.
Right. By the
Um,
way, England defeated Mexico 3-2.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I was kind of
I
rooting
hope
for
we
Mexico.
play England.
That
I
was
would
gonna be a good
love
game.
to have a showdown with England and the United States because all these
We would?
folks. I saw this.
I don't know soccer that well, so
Well, I saw this interview where a couple of the American hosts asked some English fans. They were like, "Do you think any of the starters or any of the players from the U.S. team could make it in England playing soccer in any of their leagues?" And the little arrogant cusses, every one of them was like, "No, not a chance. American soccer players got no chance." So anyway, I just at least it's a friendly rivalry for the most part. I haven't really seen much in the way of hooligan action.
yeah.
Although in Mexico it was getting pretty bad. They had to protect the British team or the English team.
I do have a microphone now.
Yeah,
you're
you
good,
do,
brother.
Okay.
Had it the whole time.
Oh, I didn't hear myself.
That's okay.
Whatever. Did you?
Oh my
hear-
God, Tom! I got a great idea. We need to develop something like husband headgear, where you can selectively listen to certain things. You can tune certain things out, or you can program it. If it hears a tone in her voice, it just doesn't register. It doesn't pump it through.
Oh,
I would miss
That's a
everything
good
Beeler
idea.
says.
That is a good idea, isn't it?
I would miss everything
I know my
Beeler
wife
says.
is listening right now.
There'd be
so
some
I'm gonna
Atlantis
say
magic
no, I
needed,
think that's
but-
a terrible idea.
Do I need to hit him for you? I'm sorry, I missed it. Do I need to hit him?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Amber tells me all the time that she thinks I'm hard of hearing, and I'm truly not.
I think you are.
I just choose when to say my headphones are on or not.
All right. So really quickly, hold on, really quickly. So Lori, your mic is on. Say hello.
Hello.
Lori,
Boss baby,
hello.
your mic is on as well.
I'm working on it.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I don't have your camera on yet, so let me know when you're ready. So literally the whole crew is here.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time we've had all of us in together since Beeler joined the show.
Well, no.
Yeah.
The last time.
Was that the races?
I've been to one show since.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Beeler was
remember
here.
when she came in.
Oh yeah, one show.
That was I think it was around Christmas time.
I'm pretty sure
think.
that I had an attachment at the time.
Yes.
And it was
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah.
I gotcha. We understand. What did you do for those that can't or haven't seen Boss Baby? You got like multiple wraps on your arm. You had surgery, right?
Not
No.
yet.
Not yet. What are you getting ready to have done then?
I have carpal tunnel of the elbow. It's called
Okay.
cubital tunnel.
Yeah, cubital.
Okay.
It's bullshit.
Can I ask you a question
It
about
looks
cubital
like
tunnel?
it's painful judging
It
by
is
how many wraps
very
are on
much.
your arms.
Yeah.
Is where does it hurt you at? Is it on the inside?
Both.
Okay.
So if
She can't double click the mouse anymore.
Yep.
Brown chicken.
See that smile? That,
Wait,
yep. Hit that one
Andy,
on
can
the
you
head.
still double click your mouse?
So if these three fingers go numb, you have carpal tunnel. If these fingers go numb, you have cubital tunnel, likely.
Okay, gotcha.
So
Okay.
I've got elbow stuff.
I got you. So they're gonna go in and like fix it. Can they do that with surgery?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I've been getting really bad elbow pain on the inside of my elbows.
Yeah.
Just
Stop
right here.
jerking
Very,
off so
very.
much.
But that's it.
Yes, very likely the same thing I got.
Oh, great. Well, I'm not getting surgery. I'll just grunt.
It's all
through
that time you spend on that computer.
Yeah.
It might be.
Computer work is
Did it
dangerous.
swipe
That's
left?
what
Did
I'm.
it, did it, did it swipe left? Did it?
That's-
Did it?
Computer work.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
It's like an old typewriter, huh?
All right, one more update. The folks who know Spark are not going to make it in. They posted in chat, but they had an issue with a trailer on their way traveling back from an event that they did this weekend. So really quick, just to give the fine folks of the Derby a little bit of love, they do have an event coming up this Saturday. at the Kitsap County Fairgrounds.
Is it the cancer race this weekend?
Yes. Yeah, this coming weekend's the cancer race. So time trials are usually about 2:30. No, gates are 2:30.
Gates are 2:00.
Yeah. Oh, is it 2?
2:00. Yeah. Time trials about 4:30 ish.
Yeah.
Racing starts about 5:15 ish.
Yep.
Coming out, it's a lot of fun. It is the big cancer derby and a mini car finale.
And this one always attracts a lot of drivers. So some of those times may be back a little bit because they should. My guess is they're going to have pretty good car counts.
And it's supposed to be 78 degrees and sunny.
Yep. Oh, and that's good weather. We are 2 months away, by the way, from our event.
From the Outlaw Invitational.
Yeah, that'll be September 12th. So just over 2 months.
We do need to reach out to them and ask them exactly how many cars we're going to have so we can figure out who's driving.
I'll reach out to Josh. Yeah.
I was really hoping to drive this year.
Andy's definitely driving
I
this
can't.
year.
She can't.
She can't.
Oh, you can't.
No.
But
So I continue my Reina's trophy girl.
There you go.
In the sheets.
I would really
Yes.
like to get a car for my brother to drive this year while I'm driving because I'd like to race against.
We'll see about that. Andy,
Yes.
You're just
I
scared.
don't know if you heard about this or
Can't
not.
handle 2 Madden brothers.
But did you hear that I won last year? Are you aware?
No,
No,
I
Kevin.
definitely did not hear you at one.
Just check.
Listen, if you're
Just checking
scared to
make sure
drive
you
on
know.
that track with 2 Madden brothers, then just
No.
say it. It's okay.
No,
If you
no,
say it,
no, hold on.
say it and acknowledge
I'm
it.
kind of
I'll-
afraid.
I'll
I'm
take-
afraid they're going to wreck into
What
me.
I'm saying is,
No, I'd
your
be
brother
going for
raced.
my brother.
Your brother raced last year,
Yeah, because I was out hurt. Yeah.
right? So he raced last year. He couldn't stop me.
Oh
So
my
none
God.
of y'all could stop
So
me.
then you're not afraid of 2 Madden brothers, right?
But it just depends how many cars we have. So
Okay.
because
But you're gonna
right now
say-
we have 4 between us.
Yeah, but
If
you're
we're
gonna
going to
say-
allow Black and Doc to come back in,
So
that
that's
makes
fine.
5.
So 6 cars.
And Lila wanted to race, and we didn't let Lila race last year, so that'd be
well-
6.
I should never stand up for
Why
Kevin.
would you let her race? I don't understand it.
Because she is a loyal listener to the show, and she asked.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't want to.
Corey Collins.
Isn't this the
Corey
same-
Collins race too. Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Isn't this the same Lilette that you've had to like keep blocking over and over?
Oh,
and
I don't
keeps
block
coming
Lilette.
back because she's like a fucking
No,
tick?
that's
See, you know what's funny about
No,
this?
that's Holly.
That's
Oh,
Holly.
that's Holly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
okay.
that's-
No,
Something.
Lila's around most.
Okay,
And she
sorry,
does engage in good conversation. Kevin just
Sometimes.
keeps calling her he.
I do make that mistake all the time, and it's
All
not
the
on
time.
purpose. I swear to God.
And he's
I'm
the
an
only
idiot.
one that does it. It's, I never do it. You never do it. It's just
I'm
funny.
an idiot.
Paul, I'd never stand up for Kevin. You know that.
Yes.
But
Go ahead, say it.
Was there?
Say it.
Was there a Madden game? Maybe.
Oh, I kicked his ass at Madden here just recently at the WrestleMania event.
Okay, this
Yeah.
year.
Got a message. We might have a little bit of an echo. I'm going to try to research that. But go
So
ahead.
it's okay. Anyway, like I said, if we can find out how many cars we got, then we can set up, who's racing. Because we also generally like to ask a local politician. I think Tara would do great at it.
Is Doc coming back out?
Doc was
That's
interested last time I talked to him. I haven't. I need to figure out how many cars we've got, and then we'll have a conversation as a show. But I think Doc should come back out. Listen, Doc's earned it.
Oh yeah.
Like that dude does so much for all the other
Oh, yeah.
people in the community. Like if anybody's earned it, it's Doc.
Mhm.
So
How many cars can be in a race? In the
I've seen
Outlaw
10. I
been
think I've
quite
seen
a few.
10.
12.
And then
I've seen quite a few
Invitational?
cars.
I've seen 16.
Yeah, it just matters how many cars are going to donate to let us drive.
yeah.
Is the
And
question. so.
those are fun races to watch.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll still win
Dude.
because I am the champion.
I just wanted to race against my brother, but you're quickly changing the objective here.
Oh, whatever. The objective is never going to be for you not to try to screw me out of a win.
Last year was the first time I stopped you.
You didn't
Or
stop
I didn't,
me
I didn't stop
I'm
you.
pulling asleep
Right.
Yeah.
because you didn't race. Because you were having man problems. Man,
Alicia's having
Man
you got
problems?
sand in your mangina.
Yeah.
By the way, Amber's here, and later tonight she's going to break some big breaking news on the date. So that'll be good to hear. That'll be great. Look into that.
It's that.
You guys had a date?
It's like 8.5 months.
Oh, the wedding.
Yeah,
No, it's not a wedding.
Can we do it live on the show? Would that be okay? Can we have it? Can we
live
simulcast
stream?
the wedding on the show?
Kevin, I think she's going to kill you.
Hold on. What did you say?
Oh, she's got to get proposed to first.
No, I know, but if you were proposed and you were going to get married, can we simulcast it on the show? Like we wouldn't do play-by-play or nothing. We would just.
Oh, come on, we have to play by
Oh my God, that'd be great. That'd be great. Me and Beeler color.
Paul
That'd be
wipes
great.
away the sweat from his forehead.
That would be
Amber has a look of instant regret upon her face. Look at that.
That'd be hilarious.
you could be like, Amber's crying. Yeah.
Poor Amber.
Well, Kevin, you'd have to go back to live Facebook dating then.
Yeah. I have to go back to what?
You'd have to date Facebook Live style. If you're gonna make Paul go through that and poor Amber, you are gonna have to put your dating life on the radio.
Now, right?
Yeah.
Tegan said she didn't get to race.
Sure.
Tegan wants to race. Robert says Beeler and Boss Baby's audio are echoing. I don't know why.
Really, that's interesting.
Echo.
We are nothing like each other.
And I'm not
We
hearing
could
you guys
not
echo on our end. So if they are, it's going from the machine out. But
Okay, Paul, we
Oh, I
already
know
know
why.
how
Hold
you
on.
work. It couldn't possibly be
I
my
fixed it.
setup.
No.
Oh wait,
Shut
my
up. It's not.
Wi-Fi's at 0.
I muted Boss Baby's microphone on her.
But you can still hear me.
No,
Yeah, we
your
can-
mirmon on your computer.
Oh,
Yeah. I think that was
that would
probably
do it. Yeah.
probably.
All right.
Beeler says that she's not waiting around. She works very hard on her pelvic muscles.
I
Okay.
sure fucking do.
There you go. That's good news right there.
Valid.
That's Kevin Nelson with a really valid point in the chat. Kevin says rumor has a K-Dog won last year. Yes, Kevin, that's true. Thank you
Oh
for
my
bringing that up.
God,
I appreciate
please
that.
stop
Thank you.
entertaining
Kevin, you're
him.
not helping, buddy.
I know.
You're not helping.
Kevin.
And I meant Kevin Nelson.
That's great.
Both Kevins.
Hey, I wanted to ask Paul specifically, but everybody obviously, but Paul specifically about the situation with Iran in the Strait. Last week, there was this big announcement that they had reached a conclude, maybe the week before, that they had reached an agreement to cessate hostilities. They're going to stand down for 60 days, renegotiate some things. And then Iran started effing with the traffic in the Strait of Hormuz again, so the U.S. had to blow some stuff up.
I think Trump has set the world record for most wars started and ended in 3 months.
with the same country.
We need to go back to what we said in the beginning. Just go the fuck in and blow the shit out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think
the only way this is gonna get fucking fixed.
if they had gone into it with the idea of regime change and getting rid of the IRGC, that would have been a lot more justifiable for the bullshit of the last 2.5 months.
Mhm.
Right? We've got the best ceasefire ever, man. It's just like, dude, I'm a fan of yours to a degree, but shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so tired of hearing you say, we've got a peace deal. Well, almost a peace deal. Well, we might have it. Well, they got to go back and talk to him again.
After tomorrow, after they bomb us a couple times.
Yeah.
Have you heard the newest complication in that? And this was a couple of days ago I was reading, so I'm behind the news line. Newest
News cycle.
stuff. Yeah, there we go. News cycle. That's what I was trying to spit out.
Mhm.
Do you hear about the Kurds?
No.
The Kurdish
cheese
people?
curds?
Kurds and
No,
Whey?
the
I
Kurdish
love
people.
cheese
They're
curds.
Kurdish
in
people in
they're in-
Iran.
Yeah, they're in Iran,
On the north,
Iraq,
up in the north,
and
right?
Turkey, and they're their own ethnic group. They
Right.
get persecuted by the Turkish, the
Kurdish.
Iranians,
Right. Well,
not so
they're-
much the Iraqis anymore, but
No, but now they're engaging with the IRGC.
yes, that was
Yeah. That was a couple days ago. I read about it.
they've just finally done. They announced it like a month and a half ago.
When you
They
say
said they were
engaging with, you mean
engaging.
in combat,
Yeah.
you're fighting, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, well, the Kurds and rightfully so. They had their own country. It was called Kurdistan for a long time.
Turkestan.
But the point just being that they're now a highly persecuted group, especially in Turkey. People in the Turks hate the Kurds with a passion. You think Native Americans have it bad in this country? Fuck no. You guys live a glorious, glamorous life compared to the Kurds. They're still living in mud huts, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
Turka.
You know it now. You know what, man? You leftists and your racism.
What? Turka jihad.
Oh, that's from Paul's favorite movie.
That is Turka jihad, Paul. That's from
America.
No, that's from
Team America.
Team America.
Yeah. America.
Yeah, I actually on listening to Fireworks, there was a feed of them, the actual Trey Parker and Matt Stone, and their band performing America Fuck Yeah.
Yeah, they don't
live.
look anything like I would have thought they would have looked like.
Yeah,
Hey,
well,
Have
yeah.
you guys ever seen the movie they did like way back when called Orgasmo?
No.
Oh my god, it is hilarious.
Only
It's also
Beeler would
triple
segue
X-rated,
this
so,
from.
I mean, if you need me to explain the precept to you,
Only Beeler would swing this to
Glad you've
orgasm
seen
talk.
it. Did you think it was hilarious? I thought it was hilarious.
hilarious.
Thank you, Tom.
Yes.
You guys should watch that movie.
And by
It's
the way,
hilarious.
Basketballs did it for me. I think for those guys.
Basketball was funny too. That
Yeah.
was-
This segment on
wasn't not
Orgasm
funny,
Talk
just-
brought to you by Alicia Beeler, who's working on her pelvic muscles as we speak.
she just
How'd you know, Kevin?
she just
Because you
whispered
said it in
my
the
ear.
chat.
Yeah.
That's how I knew.
She's like, I'm doing Kegels, you know. So
Oh, it's so much more than that, you guys. Jeez.
God, I hope you have another topic.
I know, seriously. Did we get a list of topics? No, we didn't, folks, because we didn't.
Hey, by the way,
Because we never do.
there's 4 main show hosts on this show. Any of us
We're
could
just
put together.
co-hosts.
Any of us could put together a list of
Main
topics.
hosts, we're co-hosts.
As opposed to me, who still hasn't finished my master's yet. So just starting September 1st, I'll have you guys a show list every week.
You fucking better. I'm holding you to that.
September, starting the week of
Thank
September
you.
1st.
That's what I've been asking for that since I started.
She'll hold you tap.
Yeah, I mean, you could totally do the list yourself between now and then, but
Well, you're not going to like the topics I come up with.
oh, I
Kevin.
know it'll be orgasms hour 1, orgasms hour 2, pelvic floor exercises hour 3. I mean,
no, Kevin, you better
That's
give
really
Alicia
good.
some credit. There would at least be one 15-minute segment on how to roll your own
yeah, probably.
Roll your own what?
blunts.
I'm not a good
Roll
blunt
your own
roller. I
burrito.
Oh, okay, you're
I
not.
get the cones
Yeah.
sometimes because
Okay.
sometimes my favorite strain I can only get the flour instead of the pre-rolls. So then I have to make my own.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
do the cone and you just tap it in.
By the way, comment from John Walker. I think he, meaning Kevin, even won by a couple laps.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you, John.
Will you fucking stop with the race? Nobody cares.
They're the ones that are bringing it up in the chat. Clearly, the listeners care because they're the
You're
ones
so
bringing it
fucking
up.
right. That was a while ago when we were talking about it.
Yeah.
Next
Alicia,
topic.
I'm amazing.
So
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. I would really like to know how to roll. Thank you.
Gloria.
So anyways,
Gloria.
Yes.
the sun was out today and it was beautiful.
I have a good question to pose to you guys.
Hold on, I wanna go-
What's up?
let's go back to the Iran thing, though.
Okay, what?
Does this end without what Beeler talked about?
It ends with you never
Full
saying
on-
I am glorious again.
Full on U.S. hostilities. Like, not this, we're going to blow some stuff up for a couple days and then go back to the negotiating table. Well, I know we need to, but does this end if we don't? Or does this is just
Like
the
7 more times.
What is the cost of a barrel of oil right now? And I'm only having you point this out because people need to understand there is not the correlation people think between the cost of oil per barrel and gas prices. There used to be, but there is not right now. So
Not in this state.
well, not anywhere in the US right now, but because what is
international oil is at $72 a barrel.
Yeah. It was up to $120 a barrel, right? And that's
Yeah.
when we were seeing these almost $6 a gallon prices, but gas has only gone down
A little bit.
right?
Fucking bullshit.
And the reason is
Diesel's
for that
gone down quite a bit more.
Listen, that is all as a direct result of the speculators, right? The people who are buying on margin and doing all that stuff and buying by the barrel and selling it by the barrel. And it's just important to note, but I think Iran continues to push it because Trump is so desperate to end this with midterms coming up. I promise you that guy's sitting in his office every day hearing about how bad certain things are and how he's got to take corrective action to fix it in order to make it so that Republicans are more electable in November.
He put himself in a weak position.
I agree. 100% he did.
But is
the only way out is to decimate Iran.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do agree. I don't think, though, that, and I'm going to say this is the only time you probably ever heard me say this, but I don't think Trump has the cojones to order that. I
was
just
gonna
don't.
say the same thing.
I
I
think
don't think he has the balls.
Yeah, he's too worried about his legacy instead of
Yep.
necessarily doing what's best.
But okay, flip side question to that then.
Mm-hmm.
After November, after the midterms, and Trump has nothing else he's fighting for at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Then,
Well, if Iran is still
do the gloves come off and he turns them into a glass parking lot?
Every wolf suffers fleas. It's easy enough to scratch. And I think that at that
That's
point in
deep.
time, the midterms are over and whatever's happened has happened. So yeah, he may reinstitute hostilities if something calls for it. I just don't think before the midterms. I think he's, like I said, concerned. And listen, his quote unquote legacy will be fucking shot if the Dems take a sweep and just and they've got all of Congress. He's toast. He could even end up impeached, which they've made it very clear he's engaged in all this illegal activity, and which I don't don't buy that shit. It's all talking points to me, because all of the people that scream about it, Jeremy, how you doing? They haven't proved it, and they're like, Trump made X billions of dollars or millions in crypto. So because he's president, he can't invest in stuff. Like, I understand divestment, right, and not controlling a company at a company hotel, right, where you're going to have foreign dignitaries come and stay.
No.
No, what? That's divestment. He's removing himself from the situation.
Right. No. I went back to the stock thing, though.
Go ahead.
If we're going to say that the president can't buy crypto and stock and shit, then we need to do that for Congress.
Well, no, see, I don't. That's a fine line, because I think everybody has the right to invest for their future.
Well, then it can't be one way or the other.
I don't think we can do that, because if we're going to do that, then think of how many people say, well, fuck it. It ain't worth going through that for me to not make money for a year, because compared to what folks that do that stuff, right? I mean,
then why should we hold the president to that standard?
Why should we hold
I'm not
anybody to insider trading if we're allowing Congress to do it?
but
Exactly, because they get firsthand information.
Ladies,
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. But first of all, ladies, insider trading is already illegal.
Not for Congress.
I mean, who do you think?
Yeah.
Who do you think's engaged in insider trading?
Dan Crenshaw.
Nancy Pelosi, for God's
Nancy
sake.
Pelosi.
Yeah, she probably is.
Now, on the Pelosi topic, it's her husband investing, whatever, right?
Kiss my ass.
Yeah, somebody had a public website up showing what she was doing.
They do that with all the Congress people.
Right. Well,
I think it's called Nancy's website or Nancy
whatever.
Stocks or
I don't
something.
remember what it's called, but there was a guy who got arrested for or questioned for insider trading because he was following
Paul
her
Pelosi.
stocks.
Yeah.
Or
Did you hear
his
Paul
stock.
Pelosi's in trouble again?
Yeah.
For a hit and run?
Drunken driving.
Oh, hell no.
Again?
Uh-huh. I love it.
That's kind of funny.
I mean, I don't wish that on anyone.
And
that
back
was
to-
really awful of me to say. I don't put that into the universe.
So I'm going to read this to you really quick.
I sucked it back.
Wait. Just one
I
second.
just sucked it back.
Back to Trump.
Yeah.
I think that if Dems take over the House and take over the Senate, they're going to go after Trump, but they're going to link him to Eric because Eric's in deep shit right now.
What is Eric in
Trump
trouble
is?
for?
Yeah, what is going on?
Gambling on White House for the whatever the
The UFC?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
Illegal gambling.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Yep.
Didn't do it through Vegas, huh?
Nope.
Oh, Eric.
Text messages. Can you fix this fight? I've got money on it.
He really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
They got.
That's
yeah.
a big.
You know what?
Oh, my gosh.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to you.
Paul
Kevin.
Pelosi. So check this out. Paul Pelosi was driving his convertible, and struck a legally parked car on the side of the road, briefly stopped, and then drove away. So not only is it drunk driving, but it's also hit and run.
Wait, how old is Paul Pelosi?
He's in his 80s.
Great
isn't he?
question.
Why haven't they taken his license away at this point?
Because there's no rule that says you have to give it up at a certain time.
No, there isn't a rule, but
When you're
as
wearing a
family-
Paul
catheter and
Pelosi is
diapers, it's a pretty good.
86 years old.
86.
86.
But I
And then
want
he's
to hold on.
drunk?
I want to stick up for him though.
He probably had one.
Hold on.
He is
hold on.
married to Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I was waking up next to Nancy Pelosi every day, I'd be drunk all the time too. So, Paul, I feel
Let's
for you,
clarify
brother.
that, please.
Paul Pelosi.
Don't be
Paul
just saying
Pelosi.
thank you.
Paul Pelosi. Paul Madden wants to wake up next to AOC, but
No, that's Kevin
That
Chambers.
would be Kevin.
oh, I love AOC.
We know
I love
She's
AOC.
engaged.
Sick.
Whatever. She's far left. They believe in multiple partners.
Well,
So
you
who
guys-
knows?
You guys have heard about the arrest in the Minnesota fraud case that is
Yes.
connected to Ilhan Omar?
No,
Can
tell
you,
me.
can you expand on
Yeah.
that? Because I only heard
So-
a few things
so
or read a few things.
They got a guy. They picked up a guy in Somalia.
in Somalia.
Yeah, in Somalia, and he was the person that was working directly with Ilhan Omar's office.
Right.
And so he has, I from what I understand, hundreds of emails back and forth with her office. And now they're trying to basically get into those emails and see them. I don't know what they must have more information about stuff they expect to find, because they were very outspoken on the consequences that this arrest will have on Ilhan Omar herself.
What was
Really?
it? Was it her government email?
It was her. It was not her government email. It was all sent privately.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I know that makes it hard, FOIA requests and all that. It makes it impossible to get stuff. But apparently, they were emails from him to, and they just said her office at which, so she'll be able to, have some plausible deniability. Well, I didn't answer those emails, but they were questions with regards to getting a certain amount of funds and money through this program sent to the different constituents. So
was she, is the implication of the story that she was directing funds?
I think so. I think that is the implication.
Really?
Yeah. It's the implication that's silently whispered in the backdrop as you read it, and
she seems corrupt as hell, man.
Well, when you go from $34 million down to less than 100,000 because of an accounting error, dude, I don't know anybody that would make that kind of let's see. I'm a tens of millionaire, or I have enough for gas in my truck next week.
Unless you're going to jail.
Right. Yeah.
Really quickly in the chat, Corey called Lori dirty liar. Corey said Lori's story about Eric Trump was proven to be AI generated, but BS is what Corey said.
Really?
And then he said, "You're a dirty liar."
He did not.
Well, he didn't say the second part.
Jerk.
Well, I'm doing color commentary. I'm just kind of summing up the point of it, the gist of what he was saying.
AI BS because
that's what
it
he
was
said.
reported on what is it called?
I'm just saying what Corey said. Don't come at me.
Newsmax.
Don't come at me. I'm just reading what Corey said. Listeners are never wrong unless they are. Robert said that Paul Pelosi is going to have his driving fitness evaluated by the DOL. Again, I think we need to cut Paul Pelosi a little bit of a break.
How exactly?
Because he wakes up next to Nancy.
Yeah, he's married.
He deserves to be as drunk as possible, as much as possible.
But he's made that choice since Moby Dick was a minnow.
But I'm just saying, wouldn't Nancy Pelosi drive you to drink? If you had to wake up next to her every morning, Paul, wouldn't it drive you to drink?
Here's the problem. You keep saying had to. There is a thing called divorce.
Yeah.
Not when you're in the elite.
Well, had is not a thing.
They're
There's
protecting
also
their
lavender marriages. Go sleep in the other room.
So
What is that?
This is
Lavender marriage?
When a gay and a likely not gay get married to
appear
the
hetero.
benefits.
Hold on,
get
I
benefits.
have breaking news.
So
Hold on.
Eric Trump was recently linked to a fabricated AI-generated screenshots that falsely depicted him asking UFC commentator for insider information to bet on the UFC fight.
Okay, my bad then.
All right. Breaking news.
Sorry, Corey.
Breaking news brought to you by Black Ring Spirits, the home of the Outlaw Radio Network, broadcasting live from the distillery every Sunday night. We just heard from Josh from No Spark. His 11-year-old son won his second. Oh, he got second. Sorry, he got second in a derby in Forks today.
Yay!
Baby Josh from No Spark got second place. Congratulations.
Way to go, baby Josh.
Congratulations. And don't forget, the derby is coming back on Saturday to the fairgrounds. So get down there about 2:30. Go find your spot. Go get yourself some Crazy Eric's.
Gotta have Crazy Eric's.
That's a great idea, actually. Paul and Amber could get married in Thunderbird Arena before a derby.
Amber, isn't that what you always dreamed of?
Would you like me to start talking about you and your significant
That
other?
would be phenomenal.
For me to talk about you and your significant
No,
other?
for you and Amber. Amber's the one that talks to me about it.
Kevin, you can get married there too. You guys can have a double wedding.
Amber and I talk about it all the time. She's like, I can't wait. Paul and I are going to have a big wedding. We're going to get married at Thunderbird Arena.
Yeah, that's when she's talking about how she wants more kids, right?
She's going to wear her shit kickers. No, she said no more kids.
That's why she has a quizzical look on her face. Yeah.
She said there's enough Madden DNA running around this county right now. She said there's more than enough. We don't need no more Madden DNA.
I'm going to leave that alone because I love you, Kevin. We're just going to move on. So I wanted last week we had elections, right? We had some primaries, and I'm curious because we did see a string of National Socialist Party members
sure did.
that won. So I'm curious, what each of you thinks about it. Does it? And it is something that we should be watching, concerned with, worried about.
I think we absolutely do need to be concerned about it because I think one of the things we've seen over and over with these extreme left and then the regular type Democrats is that the regular type Democrats kind of fall in line with them.
I see them as being weak, intellectually weak, and that's why. And
I don't know.
The people that are the far left, from what I've noticed, are much more outspoken and kind
bullies.
of forceful in their message.
They're bullies.
Yeah.
And so they're kowtowing to them, I think, in a lot of ways. And that's not going to be good for the American people.
Well, on a local level, was it the party leadership for Washington, Peterson? He's being primaried by someone who's even further left.
Yes.
Which
it's mind-boggling.
I heard Smirkonish. You know who that is? I heard Smirkonis, this was a week ago Saturday, on his Saturday morning show on CNN. And he basically came out and railed the Democratic Party. And Smirkonis is Democrat.
They're kind of into that stuff, too.
But especially on Friday nights after some bourbon.
Did you hear his message on Independence Day?
Smirkonis?
No. Mama Dama Mama.
Oh, no, hold on.
Ma'am Dami?
We'll come back to Ma'am Dami in a
That's
second.
definitely one that should be talked
Yeah,
about.
we need to talk about that.
But one thing that Smirkonis said that I actually thought was really genius, and I'm not a big fan of his, but he said, if Democrats want to continue to put these radically left candidates up in places like New York, they're going to win every time.
Right.
But that will not sell to middle America, and it's a losing strategy for Democrats. So from a personal perspective, from a guy that doesn't want to see a Democrat in the White House right now, keep doing what you're doing. Because if the Democrats continue to put up these far left candidates, they won't carry enough votes, and they'll be right where they were with Kamala Harris, right where they were with Hillary. You don't think so?
Colorado just lost a 15-term member of the Senate to a brand new socialist Democrat.
But Colorado,
that's middle America. Come
it's
on,
kind of
no,
a
it's
kind
not.
of, but there's
They're very
liberal.
blue.
They're very blue, but it's still middle America.
Yeah, but they're very blue. They were one of the first states to pass legalization of weed. I mean, they've been very progressive.
So I want to let me hear what the ladies have to say over there, because
Whatever.
then I'm going to explain to everybody how Kevin once again is wrong.
Okay. So I just want to clarify one more thing. It doesn't mean they won't try. I still think the Democrats put AOC up and she gets a Democratic nomination.
Dope.
But,
no way.
But I just,
I'm going to clarify. Robert Parker has a death wish.
Oh, what did he say?
You know what he said.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay,
Robert
so-
Parker wants to die.
Lori, what are your thoughts about these Democratic socialists that are winning these elections?
You mean in Colorado or in the? In Colorado,
California,
it's because
New York,
Colorado
New Jersey,
wants to be like California, like New York. Maine wants to be like New York. It feels like it's high school and everybody wants to be on the bandwagon and trend and all that stuff.
Yeah, like almost like a social contagion.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But the thing is, eventually they're going to wake up. I agree partially with Kevin. That pains me to say that. But,
Glorious!
But middle America, those who aren't on the coasts of America.
I have a question for you. Can we set up a mute button
Yes.
for just Kevin's
Yes.
shit?
Please.
And then give it to Lori?
Yes.
And just that way, every time Kevin throws his arms up, you just mute the.
And we can just be like, HR.
I can do it from my side
Dig
at
it.
home.
I dig it.
Do it.
I know you can't. You'd have to mute the entire
Kevin,
chant.
shush.
Are we going to fight about this right now on
Go ahead.
air?
Nope,
Let's go.
Go ahead, Lori.
Nope.
Go ahead,
Anyway,
Lori. Go ahead, Lori.
so what I was going to say is that if you're not on the coast, you're inland, let's say, in America, they're not into this. You know,
I agree.
they're into freedom, they're into independence, and they think you're all crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And Colorado is right up there with it. Colorado has been too much Rocky Mountain air. I'll just say it that way. So they bought
drink
in
too much clean air out there. They're like
they
commies.
bought into the whole thing.
It's
but-
hypoxia, the altitude.
Sure. Hypoxia.
Yeah.
But
Hypnoxia.
I don't think that the big cities are going to last. The New York Stock Exchange is moving to Texas, or it has mostly. New York State as a whole, because Kathy Hochul has lost their capital flight.
That woman is a horrible
Yeah.
governor, man. Oh.
Mondami is now losing his, money base, I guess I'll call it.
Mhm. She was just begging people to come back to New York.
Yeah.
Because their tax base is suffering so much.
Oh yeah, and not only that, but Mondami is talking about privatizing, or what was it? Taking away landlords' private rental properties and making those basically eminent domain. But he did not use the words eminent domain because everybody would perk up. Their word speech is just keeping everybody in this nice little fantasy lull of everything. But if you're making any type of money, you're paying for everything.
Yes.
And nobody is waking up. And that's the scary part. I don't know what it takes. I don't know if it's bread lines. I don't know if it's like Cuba and you have those state-run grocery stores with no food. before people wake up and smell the coffee that's not brewing.
Yeah, I hear you. What are your thoughts, Andy?
I stick with the argument I've had on the show from day one. I'm fucking tired of working my ass off and paying for those stupid fuckers who have nails done more often than I do and a nicer phone than I do, whatever, because they use the fucking system.
Or the ones who got free college after you paid for yours?
Yeah, the ones who got free college after I paid mine off myself.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me of that, Paul.
You're welcome.
Fucking, that's my
Yeah.
favorite part.
So here's what I will say. I think Kevin is incorrect, and Lori, you too, to some degree. Not that, let me rephrase that. It's not that you guys were wrong. Here's what I fear about it. Right? We see political contagion on the West Coast, particularly. Right? So we've now got a socialist mayor of the largest city in our state. Right? And I meant what I said earlier. Socialism is simply a softened version of the word communism, right?
Yeah.
So it because there's no way socialism doesn't turn to full communism, because once people realize it isn't working, then they have to get tighter with their controls, right? So my fear is that enough of these people through contagion get elected, like to small local offices, the worse it becomes for the rest of us. So that's did you get it fixed?
Here's my rebuttal to you that'll support you. What worries
Then
me
it's not a rebuttal. Just say you're agreeing.
Whatever. In 2028, as I've said before, I think there will be an element in this country that is just sick of Trump and everything to do with Trump.
I think you're right.
Just like they were sick of Biden and everything to do with Biden at the end of the last election.
That's why we always see midterms go that direction.
Well, but I mean in 2028 for the presidential race, right? And if that's the case, then you do run the risk of, I know you guys don't agree, but let's say AOC gets the nomination. She could win, if only because of that knee-jerk vomit response of, we're sick of Trump, we're sick of his policies, we're sick of anybody associated with him, and then that would be the line that I would say you could.
I think you're delusional about the idea of her winning, because listen, Bernie Sanders ran a better campaign than Hillary Clinton.
But Bernie Sanders wasn't running at the end of 4 more years of Donald Trump's rhetoric and inability to keep his mouth shut.
That's not my point. My point is that the Democrats have the super delegates, and I think that in and of itself, because there's a vast percentage of the Democratic Party that absolutely blames her for taking the party further to the left, and so it's guilt by association for her. I don't think she gets out of the primary. I'm not saying she won't run and won't do well. She'll, even if she does as well as Bernie Sanders. They took it from him through the superdelegate process.
Yeah, but who are they going to give it to?
Newsom, probably. That's exactly what I would say is Newsom. But Newsom's in his own trouble now.
I would say Newsom's
What
under
about
a great deal of
Harris?
investigation right now.
Oh, not again.
Did you guys heard what happened to Newsom?
Yeah, Harris is leading right now. I just saw it on Fox News this morning.
Well, what
Harris is running.
Doubt they'd.
She hasn't announced.
She's in likely candidates.
Nobody's gonna pick her. She already failed one.
She hasn't announced,
do it.
but she is making noise like she's going to announce.
She is, but
Silicon Valley walked away after she hosed them.
Yeah.
She hosed them bad.
And
in
like
the
I
last
said,
election.
with
and we're
Newsom,
talking money. We're not talking votes.
Are you aware of what has happened with Newsom?
No.
You heard him complaining a couple weeks ago because he found out he was under federal investigation. Now, that didn't age particularly well, since now it's public record that the whole investigation hinged on an undercover FBI agent in their inner circle who wore a microphone.
Yeah.
So whatever they have on him, it's recorded. So, and now, of course, he's kept a low profile for the last couple of days. And I mean, I can't blame him right now. You got to be, he's got to be going, holy shit, they've got it on tape, whatever it is. I just know that there were some issues with his wife and a large political movement that she had.
Oh, and the diapers.
Yeah. The diapers was another one. And so,
money laundering.
Somebody tattled, somebody told on him, and the FBI sent in an undercover agent with a wire. And
Wonder how much that'll cost the Pelosi family. Because you know who Gavin's the nephew of?
No.
Nancy Pelosi.
She's his nephew, or he's her nephew.
Uh-huh.
I called Gavin a she.
That's okay.
He is kind of girly.
He's kind of girly.
Gavin is Nancy Pelosi.
A couple comments in the chat. Corey said I'm a beta, and that only a beta male would say or think they think AOC has a chance. Keep in mind, I'm not suggesting AOC is or is not a good candidate. I'm just suggesting the Democratic Party does check boxes and they like to pick people that match as many check boxes as they can get. And she's young and a minority and a woman. She checks a whole bunch of boxes for them that Gavin Newsom doesn't check. Maybe they don't, but I at this point, I'd be stunned if they didn't pick her or Buttigieg. Because again, Buttigieg checks boxes, right?
I love the
he's gay.
Buttigieg. I love the memes that come out.
Bukkake. Pete Bukkake.
It's like my favorite part. Please run, Pete. Please.
Please, yeah. Although, can I be honest? I would giggle my ass off if he won at the number of people and the hand-wringing that would happen over the idea of two men having gay sex in the Lincoln bedroom. There would be so much anger and angst and people screaming and crying about that. I would giggle.
I'm pretty sure it's happened before.
That's what I'm saying. I would giggle my ass off. John F. Kennedy was cheating on his wife. Bill Clinton was cheating on his wife, and that's all forgotten. But because it's two men,
way before then,
they're gonna lose their mind. I mean, come
way
on.
before TV.
You ever seen his name was Millard Fillmore. Of course he was gay. With a name like Millard. Anyway.
Fillmore should have been your first clue.
Fillmore what? All right. All right. We're going to take a break. Do you need to go take care of your bladder? All right. We'll take the break 2 minutes early tonight. We'll come back after the top of the hour. More topics to get into. Don't forget this Saturday, all proceeds from the Derby go to cancer charity. All the profits go to cancer charity. So get down there early. I expect it's going to be a great turnout. It's the weather looks like it's going to be a great day to check out the Derby. Get down there at 2:30, like I said. Go get yourself some Crazy Erics. Find your spot in the stands. Get yourself comfortable. Time trials about 4:30, racing about 5:15, maybe 5. Have a lot of fun. Cheer on No Spark. They're the official team of Outlaw Radio.
And actually, maybe Josh can throw. He's in the chat right now. Maybe he can throw in the chat and let us know about what the car count sounds like.
Yeah. Do you guys have a good high car count?
They usually do for the cancer race.
And Andy Vargo said, not that there's anything wrong with that. Anything wrong with what? Two gay men having sex?
Gay.
Nobody
there's
cares.
nothing wrong with that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just going to giggle at the hand wringing that people that certain conservatives are going to do if a gay man ever made it into the White House, because they would complain about that more than they complain over policy, and I would just giggle my ass off. That's all. I think it'll be great.
Would like your ass.
You just grouped a whole lot of Republicans together.
No, I said didn't I just say some Republicans would?
Well,
I said some Republicans. Democrats aren't going to hand wring about it. Some Republicans
Not
will.
publicly.
I think it's not. I think you guys are taking it. It's not conservative or liberal at this point. That's a religious thing,
right?
No, because I think Catholics are still voting Democrat en masse.
So are Jews.
Catholics are still voting the Democrat Party hand over fist, even though they support abortion.
Following what their beliefs are.
Again, I'm just telling you the demographic numbers show that Catholics vote predominantly Democrat, even though they've supported gay marriage, even though they support abortion. The Catholic demographic has been voting Democrat hand over fist.
And thank you for listening. It's time for us to go to
And speaking of fisting, Pete Buttigieg will be a candidate. All right, we're going to take a break. Wow. Oh, wait, Mary, hold on. We'll go to break.
Outlaw Radio Network.com.
This is Jesse Young.
I'm Brady Cruz, host of the Undivided Podcast.
And you're listening to
my friends on the
Outlaw Radio Network.
And remember, Beeler's still working on her kegels. Back after this.
It is essential.
From general admin and sales support to marketing, digital media and technology to real estate and compliance, Admin a la carte's only goal is to take your business to the next level. Find out how Admin a la carte can elevate your business. Visit admin-alacarte.com for more information. That's admin-alacarte.com. Admin a la carte. Your business doesn't fit into a box. Why should you have to?
Are you ready to elevate your spirits? Look no further than Black Rain Spirits, your local craft distillery nestled in Town Square Mall. Indulge in the smooth richness of our handcrafted spirits, meticulously distilled to perfection. Whether you prefer the bold kick of our bourbon or the subtle sophistication of our gin, Black Rain Spirits has something for every palate. Visit us today at Town Square Mall and experience the essence of true craftsmanship. Black Rain Spirits, where passion meets perfection, unconventionally traditional. On a recent episode of the Outlaw Radio Network,
some of our listeners even appreciated you dumbing it down for them. So, on behalf
Sometimes
of
I have to mansplain for people like. By the way, mansplaining is when men explain things to a woman in a condescending tone. I just mansplaining.
That's the Outlaw Radio Network Sunday night at their new time from 6 to 10.
All right, it's Outlaw Radio. We are back. I have an important piece of breaking news. This courtesy of our good friend Joshua Jones from No Spark. Josh asked me to remind everyone that I'm still the reigning and defending winner. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate that. I know that I know a lot of people don't remember. Hey, Tom.
Hey, what?
You came in second place last year? Is that right?
Last year last year you won. The year before I won.
Yeah. Were you second?
You don't know. I think I limped in third. I would have whooped your ass, but I had a front flat left, so I couldn't corner.
So who got second then?
I think I limped in third.
Was it Doc that got second?
I don't remember.
I think it was Doc.
Okay. All right.
Wait, Kevin.
Yes.
How many races have you done?
I think this year will be our 6th.
So Debbie won 2. Jesse Young won 1. Tom won 1. So is this, and I won 1. So this would be 6. Yeah.
This would be 6.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And since
I'll win the second one this year.
You've had the pleasure of winning once.
Yeah.
Whoever is driving, and this will go to your benefit.
Yeah.
Because if you win, you're going to say, I beat everybody. Because everybody will be trying to put you into a wall.
Yeah.
Because nobody will want to listen to this shit for a second year.
Another 12 minutes.
Seriously, whatever we have to do to get the Derby guys to give him the shittiest car, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, why don't you guys make sure you can't beat me based on your talent? Make sure that you cheat.
No, listen, we will do everything we can so we don't hear your mouth.
Right. So why don't you beat me instead of let's make sure he gets a bad car?
Nobody wants to hear our mouth about it either.
Listen, ladies, we know what to do.
Okay, we
Just
got
be
this.
quiet.
We've
got it.
I suggested last year that, and I think we should do it again this year.
A bounty?
If you've won the race, you start at the back of the, you start at the back of the pack. Just like in time trials, the fastest cars start at the back of the pack.
The fastest cars get pole position. They start at the front.
Not in the Derby.
Not in the Derby.
They don't.
Oh, not in the Derby?
Not in the Derby.
Oh, okay.
The
All right.
fastest cars in the Derby get the back of the pack.
That's whatever you guys need. I mean,
hey, I'm back there with you too.
You know
I think it's gonna
actually
be
hold
more
on.
fun.
Let's do this then. Let's see if they'll let us do a time trial to get our lap in, and we'll see it based on the lap.
Kevin's going to go super slow.
Oh,
no, I'm not.
Because you know he's in the race no matter what, so just go slow to make sure.
That Kevin, that's a great idea. I think that'd be fun.
You just totally missed what we just said.
Kevin is a sandbagging son of a bitch. Don't do that.
Thank you, Andy.
Andy, are you going to bring your mic back and your camera back on? You stay off
Andy,
for a
you have to
second.
come in every
Andy
week.
said
This
that
is
right.
awesome.
Give me a minute. I don't eat on camera. Thank you.
Josh says no Spark will make sure that K-Dog and everyone else gets fair cars.
See, I love that.
And Josh said that Doc was second in his car.
Oh Oh, yeah.
Josh also said, Kevin, don't forget to remind Alicia Beeler who you are. I am the reigning and defending champion. That's who I am. All right.
I'm sorry. Who won Madden?
Josh.
We love Josh in this part.
I think Lori asked a really direct
What's the question?
Who won Madden?
We haven't
year.
played in forever.
I think Amber won Madden or lost Madden. I'm not quite sure what to pick yet.
I beat
but
you.
You're playing Madden right now.
Yeah, Amber's playing Madden.
Touche.
Madden football.
Yeah, that's funny.
Amber's playing
Yeah,
Madden.
we played Madden at the WrestleMania this year, like we do every year.
Yeah, who won?
I did.
I won. I beat you this year.
No, you did.
Do you have
No,
proof?
that was last year, Kevin.
Yeah, proof.
Oh, like Lori watching you turn the whole thing off after you got beat by like 24 points because you were so pissed.
I know what you're talking about. All right.
I'm taking my toys and going home.
Are we going to talk about Mondani?
He's home.
I was home.
So
Mondani.
Kevin, I sent you in our chat.
Oh, yes.
The article with about Mom Donnie, and I'm pretty sure that has the video of the things that he had to say this weekend. For our 250th anniversary. And listen, I'm just gonna you tell me if you agree. I think this gives a lot for us to discuss because he makes a lot of points, whether you agree or disagree with him.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard this.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
it's awful.
you will enjoy it. I'm
goody.
right there with you. It's awful in many different ways. To
Yeah.
me, it was completely tasteless.
So tasteless.
This
but-
is my first take.
Yeah,
Is he going to play it? Are you going to play it?
You want me to play it or you want me to read
yeah.
it?
No, we want you to play it. If it's
hold
got the
on.
video.
Yeah, if you can find the
So
video.
here's the problem. I don't think I can play it. When I played the clip last week of Bill Maher, it was picked up by the sponsors and they shut our entire. But again, this is copyrighted like off of a site, and they shut our whole stuff down
I see what you're
last
saying.
week.
But
So.
Bill Maher is through HBO. This was something. This was a press conference. It was public.
Yeah, but it's off.
so-
Of, well, maybe I can play it then.
I can grab a copy off of YouTube.
Yeah, see if you can find one on YouTube. I just don't want to play it off of the
Give me
Fox
just a
site
sec.
because
take the conversation.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, is okay. Let me ask you too, since Paul's doing it. Is Mom Dami a splash in the pan? Meaning, does this thing go for 4 years and the New Yorkers change their mind and kick him out?
I hope so.
Or since he's there, does he just get to kind of continue to be like Tara Simmons and just keep the seat as long as they want it?
I think this socialism experiment, I guess. I mean, it's not done yet. We've been trying it for hundreds of years. I mean, some of the first instances were what, like 1641 or something, and it
Okay, I
didn't
sent
work
you
then. But I think we need to keep reminding ourselves every once in a while, and that's what we're doing right now. So the places they're choosing to go like this far, the stock exchange is leaving, etc. You know, businesses are leaving Seattle. So I think at the end of this cycle, people are going to vote with their wallets.
That would be nice.
I think that's a lot of hope, to be honest. with you.
But
I mean, you can only be.
I mean, I hope it's still too, but
Right,
I
yeah,
think it's just a hope.
It's an Obama vote.
Yeah.
Lots of hope and change.
that Colorado seat wasn't the first one that the Democratic Socialists have won. So I mean,
well, I mean,
Seattle mayor.
I think this experiment's just getting started.
no, I think so. And I
No, I think
it's gonna
Katie Wilson's
spread.
out. I think Katie Wilson's out after the end of the 4
Well,
years.
she's
Yeah.
an
Yeah,
idiot.
sure
she
she is.
fucking better be.
Yeah, but
Her
I
mommy
think
put her
Come on,
timeout.
Seattle.
yeah, but I think Mom Dami's out at the end of the first cycle too.
It depends.
Well,
If he runs out of money, then he'll be out.
Yeah, if he runs out of
As
other
long as
people's
he
money.
has other people's money to keep the
Yep.
masses satisfied,
Yep.
they'll keep voting for him.
Rome is the mob.
Mhm.
And that's, to me, that's exactly what New York is.
Yeah.
Do you have that clip ready to play?
Yeah, hold on, I'm bringing it up right now.
Okay. So
I hope we can hear it because we've had issues with being able to hear it
Do
lately.
you guys know that the budget for New York City is more than the whole budget for the state of Florida?
Yeah.
It's insane.
I didn't know that, but
Yeah.
that's, wow.
To put it into perspective.
That's a hell of a way to put it in perspective. Yes.
How many people are in New York City, and what's the population
fellow
of Florida?
Americans.
Because if you look at it per capita, then it
I'm sure it's a vast difference. Hold on. Let's find out.
Only Tom, as we're about to go to
Yeah,
a video
I
segment, ask a deeply complex question that requires instant reply.
Yeah, I can't figure how to play it in a way that we
It's
can
8
hear
million.
it.
8 million.
8.8 million
In where? New York?
in New York.
Okay.
I can play it
No.
right off
New
my
York
phone
City.
if you want.
Yeah, New York City.
Hold on.
Season after season.
Okay, hold on.
Why is there an echo?
He's getting it.
Because I'm trying to fix with something here. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play it.
3.5 million.
Hold on, guys. I'm going to play it. I'm going to mute.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Okay.
I'm going to play it. I'm going to mute all of our microphones
Okay.
so we can hear it.
Okay.
Can you guys hear that in the on the Facebook page on the video stream? Can you guys hear it? I'll give them a second to chime in and let us know if they could hear it. But what I'll do is I'll play it. I'll mute our mic so that we can hear it on this computer, and then we'll.
Because you got to play it for people to know if they can hear it.
Well, I played it for a second. You couldn't hear it. That's the problem. That's why I've got to do it this way.
I could hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Andy said that they could hear it too. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mute you guys' mic now. This is Mom Dami, who is the mayor of New York. Can you guys quit? I swear to God. Your mics are back on. You have anything else you want to say?
Yeah, Kevin's gay.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? I'm the reigning and defending champion. Shut your mouth.
It's your story.
Whatever.
Nobody's going to judge you.
All right. What up?
Damn.
Remember, I do have photos of Paul hanging up Barack Obama signs.
You know,
so.
first of all, you need to be nice because
All right, we're going to mute your channels. Hold on. So I'm going to unmute this. I'm going to mute my channel. Here's what this is 13 minutes. How much of this do you want to play?
We'll see how it goes.
All right, hold on. Here we go.
Good morning, my fellow Americans. Season after season, year after year, the tides have come in and out of New York Harbor. Long before the name New York had ever been spoken, Lenape dugouts crossed these currents. It was on these waters that tall masts crested the horizon, captained by explorers like Verrazano and Hudson, after whom we've named our bridges and rivers. And ever since, ships full of travelers weary from long journeys have passed through the Narrows, the winds of the Atlantic at their backs. When those passengers lifted their heads to glimpse what lies just beyond the waves, what did they see? They saw land, lush and teeming with life. They saw men waiting at the docks to take them into bondage. They saw tenements rife with squalor. They saw industry rumbling with activity, steam and smoke rising, a city on the move. They saw a towering monument to freedom, her torch glowing worldwide welcome. They saw New York City. They saw America. Tomorrow, our nation marks 250 years since we declared our independence. 250 years of a grand experiment in self-governance, an experiment so audacious that some in 1776 doubted it would last more than a few years, let alone a quarter of a millennium. From Lexington to Los Angeles, Selma to Seneca Falls, Morrisania to Midwood, Americans will come together for a day, just as we do each year. Families will gather around the grill. Fireworks will fill the night sky. This will be no ordinary day of celebration. 250 years presents a rare opportunity for more than 340 million people to turn together, both towards one another and towards ourselves, to take measure of who we are as a nation. When we look at America, what do we see? Here at City Hall, as I sit behind George Washington's desk, alongside new Americans who came to this country, I cannot see all of America. But like so many who came before, I can see New York City. The city I see today looks very different than the one that greeted George Washington. In July of 1776, our city simmered under the yoke of oppression. The British had imposed a colonial rule so repressive that 250 years ago, 80 miles south, a small group of newspaper editors, farmers, and soldiers signed their names on a document declaring truths that feel self-evident now, but were revolutionary then, establishing the ideals our nation still strives to fulfill. The British did not take it well. War broke out, and that August, as the largest battle of the Revolutionary War unfolded in Brooklyn, batteries on Governor's Island took aim at British ships anchored just offshore. We were outgunned, we were outmanned, and we were soundly defeated. After only a few months, it appeared our fledgling attempt at democracy was on the precipice of collapse. But that night, with the moon overhead, thousands of our soldiers silently climbed into ferries and flat-bottom boats and escaped to Manhattan. The Continental Army survived to fight another day. Independence may have been declared in Philadelphia, but it was rescued in New York City. George Washington was the last to leave Brooklyn. As he waited at the river's edge, the sun beginning its rise, he would have looked out over New York City's waters and seen what so many have seen in the 250 years since, an opportunity to begin anew. Those opportunities, like everything in New York City, are not given. They are won. In 1838, 11 years after New York outlawed slavery, a recently emancipated black man by the name of James Weeks sought to begin anew as well, and to help hundreds of others do the same. He bought property in Brooklyn, won himself the right to vote, and sold lots to others newly freed. When they landed in New York Harbor, they knew they had something waiting for them that they had never had before, a home. Weeksville still stands today, a living, breathing testament to what we know America to be, a place each of us has the power to make. The harbor was busy those years as ships poured in from around the world. Hundreds of thousands of Irish immigrants arrived with stomachs aching from a famine manufactured by imperial cruelty. Chinese sailors settled in what is today Chinatown. Millions more traveled under the Statue
All right, so
of
what
Liberty.
we're going to
into
do is
Ellis
we're
Island.
going to
Jewish people escaping pogroms,
skip forward just
Italians
a little bit.
fleeing poverty, Syrians seeking economic opportunity. Each of these new here. And yet the irony is that the story of America has so often been written by those who were told by others with power and influence and wealth that they were anything but exceptional. For generation after generation, we have been told that when the world has sent its people to our shores, it has not sent its best. It sent Puritans and Sikhs and Quakers and Muslims and Jewish people who were banished for praying the wrong way, worshiping the wrong gods, angering the wrong people. It sent peasants and serfs from slums and shtetls who were treated as less because they hardly owned clothes, let alone land. It sent immigrants from whom power was something someone else had. We are told that America is exceptional because we are richer, stronger, more powerful than everyone else. The truth, my friends, is that America is exceptional because here, nothing is fixed into place. The frontier may be closed, we may have walked on the moon, but the work of fulfilling the values first enshrined in the Declaration of Independence, that work endures, and it belongs to us all. It belongs to our newest Americans, those standing here with me today, all of whom were recently naturalized. Nearly a decade ago, I too felt what you feel, the joy of no longer being just a New Yorker, but an American too. You each hold a special power, the power to determine what America means. The powerful have always known their answer. America, in their view, is an arena of supremacy, where only a select few are allowed freedom, where not all are created equal. America, if you ask them, becomes less the more people it welcomes. America, they will tell you, belongs only to those with the right accent or the right shade of skin. The rest of us, they insist, should be grateful for merely being allowed to visit. How small they are, how weak, how unoriginal. At every moment in our past, those who led through exclusion and isolation have tried to win power and enrich themselves by turning us against one another. Division is the oldest trick in politics and the cheapest. But time and again, including 250 years ago, those forces of division have been vanquished by the forces of progress. As Thomas Paine once wrote, "This new world hath been the asylum for the persecuted lovers of civil and religious liberty. Hither have they fled." And yet today, too many of our leaders do not believe in a vision of this nation as an asylum for the persecuted, but rather as one that persecutes those seeking asylum. As we mark 250 years, what do we see? We see a city of contradictions within a nation of contradictions. We see the wealthiest country in the history of the world, one where children go to sleep hungry while the world's first trillionaire hungers for more. We see monopolies that dominate every industry and oligarchs who buy elections. We see masked agents terrorizing our streets, eating food cooked by our undocumented neighbors before spiriting them away in unmarked vans. We see a nation whose immense wealth has been built by those with calloused, dirt-streaked hands, those who toil on factory floors and chisel into stone. And we see a nation that has allowed so much of that wealth to be held instead in the soft hands of a precious few. Yes, we see America in a health insurance industry that exploits the sick, but that is not all we see when we look for America. We see it too in the nurse who works a double shift and then stops on her way home to check on an ailing neighbor. Yes, we see America in corporate landlords for whom negligence is a business model. We see it too in the father who tucks his children into bed beneath a ceiling stained with leaks, who wakes before dawn to go to work and still believes his country can do better by his family. Yes, we see America when we spend our tax dollars on bombs and bailouts, when we sell our elections to the highest bidder. Yet we see it just as clearly in every American who still believes this country belongs to we, the people. We see America each time neighbors link arms with neighbors, without asking how long they have lived here or what papers they have, as ICE invades our neighborhoods. We see America each time those young and old stand in the beating rain or the stifling heat to cast their ballots. We see America each time working people demand more, not just for themselves, but for their fellow Americans. There are some who respond to those who ask for more from America with a simple refrain. Love it or leave it, they say. But patriotism has never been about pretending our nation is without flaws. Patriotism is every act of righteous dissent. It is every march led under the heavy sun. It is every protest held a decade before its time. It is precisely because we love this nation that we will not leave it.
All right, so that's what we've got. Hold on, I got to mute this. I'll turn your guys' mics back on. If you guys have comments in the chat, we'd love to hear your comments as well. Paul, you're up.
Well, I can sum up his whole speech in just a couple of seconds. White working class Americans are bad, and all of the rest of us are good. And we're staying because we're good and you're bad, and we're going to remake the country in our image. I mean, that's all he was doing, was giving a laundry list of things that he didn't like, and they were almost all racially motivated. And class motivated. And I mean, what else do you expect from a democratic socialist?
Well, here, can we talk about how fucking privileged he is? He moved here from another country and became a U.S. citizen, and within 10 years is the fucking mayor of the biggest city in the United States.
I know that's not possible because a man can't make his dreams come true, right? Go ahead.
Well, with no credentials.
Right.
Dude tried to be a rap star.
Right.
Mommy and
Did he
daddy
really?
have supported
Yes.
him. Yeah.
Yep. And then he was.
Sounds
and
like
Katie Wilson.
What the hell?
Yeah.
They're like brother and sister.
I
They have the
know.
same parents.
Hold on. I don't care that he had no credentials. I don't care that he tried to be a rap star. Like, take the politics out of this.
Okay, but no
hold on,
experience.
let me finish. But it's experience, whatever, right? Listen,
well,
Donald Trump had no experience in politics and still made it to the White House. Like, take the politics out of this. This is a cool story.
Okay,
A guy who 10 years ago came to this country with nothing and is now the mayor of the largest city in the nation. Take the politics out. This is a cool story.
About it.
Okay, but when I'm talking about credentials, I'm not talking about, they went to Oxford, Katie Wilson, and dropped out 6 weeks before graduation.
No, she's a Looney Tune
Not
bird.
talking about that. I'm talking about credentials. Has the dude held a job for more than a year?
I don't know.
That wasn't
No.
given to him by a parent.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a reasonable question. I'm going to say this. It's going to sound like I'm knocking on the people of New York. I'm not, but you.
Well, they are
people
Jets
with,
fans.
People with a certain IQ level above that didn't vote for this guy. I mean that. The people who wanted all the free shit he was promised and voted for him, which is a lot of people in New York.
The elite in New York City also voted for him.
Well, I don't know those fuckers.
And then they
get strung
left.
up first.
And then they left.
And then they left.
So you're saying for them it was almost like a dead man switch. Oh, we'll put this fucker in office.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Yeah.
Yeah, let's drive down the property prices,
When
basically.
your governor goes on national TV and begs for people to move back.
Yeah.
Because so many of the wealthy have left.
Mhm.
Like, what did you think was going to happen? You
Yep.
know,
Well, let's wait for Bob to do that. Bobby.
right. Well,
As if he's not already begging people to come back to Seattle.
Well,
those
it-
big pockets.
Yeah.
Because their tax isn't working.
Yeah, well, it's the point. I just saw the point today that was made about repealing the millionaire's tax because the governor's office put out a statement about how if the people of Washington State vote to repeal that millionaire's tax, that 9.9%, it would throw off the state's budget for next year. And like you heard Dan sit
Except
in
that
here
they're
today
not
and say-
supposed to start collecting
Right,
it
for 3 years.
For 3
And-
years, yeah.
But that was the message they put out. Why can they put out a message like that? Because people don't know the fuck they're talking about when they talk about this particular tax. It's the same thing in New York,
Yep.
right? He got into one of his big promises was what? Free daycare,
Yep.
free
Free
grocery
food,
stores,
grocery stores.
you know,
Yeah.
and now he's learned in a very short period of time. Well, I can't do that.
Doesn't have the money.
You don't have the money.
Yeah, who's paying for the free groceries?
The city would be. That was
Yeah.
was-
Right.
they were going to tax the rich to
Right.
pay for those grocery stores.
Well, exactly. I mean, but he didn't. It was a retroactive question. I mean,
He's trying to be Robin Hood, okay?
Yeah.
Rhetorical. Yeah. Well, and not only that, but in New
He's
York
no
City,
Russell
you have
Crowe.
those strong unions at the port. Guess what? Those groceries aren't coming off the boat.
No,
No.
and those
And-
people in the port are going to as working conditions get worse and worse, and they get less and less money and supplies,
Exactly.
you know, it's going to start the degradation over a relatively quick period. I mean,
Oh,
that
hold on.
stuff goes downhill fast.
I disagree with both of you. I think
who do you disagree with?
Both of you.
Both of who?
You and Lori.
Me and Lori. What about
because
Andy?
because I think that the
You don't
food.
disagree with Andy?
I think let me. I hate you. I hope you die in a fire. I think that the food is going to flow off of the port just fine. I think I think what New York is going to do is tax the crap out of people, and
there's nobody to tax.
Well,
That's what we're talking about.
and he's already said. Turns out we don't have the money to do it for grocery stores. So,
but he's going to tax the crap out of people to buy what he wants to buy, and that to me is the issue with what New York is trying to do. It's not whether or not they can get people to buy into it. Clearly, people have already bought into it. What the challenge is going to be is how much does he have to increase taxes, and at what point does he break the system because of the amount of taxes he's collecting? I think that's the issue is not supply, right? When the government is buying, everybody's going to sell. They're going to jack their prices up. They're going to make a good profit, but if the government's buying, everybody will sell.
Listen, Kevin, I understand what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not going to say that you're wrong
because I'm not.
That's not why I wasn't going to say you were wrong. I wasn't going to say you were wrong because I've done that enough tonight. What I was going to do was point out that when you listen to that speech, I think that speech was an attempt to lay the groundwork for if the promises I've made you don't work, it's because of the rich white cisgendered male. Right, it's gonna be that big boogeyman that the people on the far tipped over to the left keep pointing at as the most dangerous thing in America, or the person who's bringing about the ruin of all minorities. Right, because of white nationalism and white supremacy and all of these other phrases that are used to demean or devalue 70% of the fucking working force,
or divide the classes.
Right.
Well, you know, if New York stays on this tack with the increased taxes, et cetera, New York's going to go back to New York of the 80s when the mafia ran everything.
We need the mafia to go back in and run shit.
Probably.
You got
Can we please get some mob bosses up in America again? At least people were respectful back then.
No, they weren't.
You didn't fuck around with the mob.
You died if you fucked around.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, there was not a lot of street violence. There was not a lot of street violence.
No, but
unless
there
it was the mob. Unless it was the mob, like they racketeered they control. I'm not saying we go back. I'm not going to go as far as Beeler's going, but
I'm just saying
there's, I mean,
but
listen, it's like Saddam Hussein in Iraq, right? Saddam was a crappy human being, but there wasn't any terrorist activity in Iraq because Saddam didn't let it exist. Same kind of thing with the mob.
Well, in New York City in the 80s, do we not remember all the garbage for those of us old enough?
I remember the garbage.
The garbage
for that.
Yeah, the garbage just
disgusting.
stacked.
Yeah.
And then what'd they do? They took barges and floated it out in the Hudson.
Yeah,
that's true. I forgot about that.
And then they were floating it out in the ocean around New
dumping
Jersey.
And then the shit started washing up on the beach.
Yeah.
What'll happen? I mean, the only way socialism works is to have a bloated bureaucracy, and it's going to get so big and so bloated, and the corruption's going to follow it. And then
Can I add something to what you're saying?
Nothing's going to get done, and New York's going back to that.
The only thing that I would add to that, because I think you're right about that, what socialism needs to succeed, but I would add one more thing to that, and that is a very dumbed down electorate.
We've already got that.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's why we are where we are.
Yeah.
That's why we are where we are in Seattle. That's why New York is where they, that's already done.
Yep. Listen, the pattern has become evident. It's clear. I think we're all seeing it. And as these, like one of the women that Mamdani supported for this, I think it was a state lawmaker position, had been very vocal about how she hates this country. And her goal, if she got elected, would be to destroy this country. And that person got elected.
Insane.
Well, they made it through. I should say they made it through the primary.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just you just look at this and you just kind of cock your head like, why how dumb do you got to be to vote for somebody that's that openly anti-American and say, I think you'd be a great lawmaker? It's almost like taking a multi-time convicted felon who got busted stealing drugs from her patients and beat a dude over the head so she could rob him and saying, we think you should be put in a position to make laws for the rest of us to follow.
This message brought to you by the Re-elect Tara Simmons campaign. Comments in chat really quick. Lilat said, if that's what you heard, Paul, then you didn't listen. This is from what you were saying earlier.
Well, that's my opinion.
Lilat then said, looks like New York is doing great. All the white All the right wing cope and tears love it. Kevin Nelson said Billy Joel and his wife and their daughters left New York and are in Florida. Lila then said, it's not free food. It's city ran groceries. You guys are so disingenuous and don't even look into his policies.
No, he said he was going to make free grocery stores.
He's controlling the means of production, which is what fucking socialist Democrats do.
Yeah.
It's okay. Lila also called you a white nationalist and said good night. So probably
me?
not listening.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Well, listen, I'm pasty
Awesome.
white.
No.
Yeah, I'm pasty white and Polish, and I love my country. If that makes me a white nationalist, I don't give a fuck.
White nationalism
Yeah.
is real, Paul. It just
Paul.
happened to agree with some of their ideology.
Aryan nation.
Well,
that's what.
look,
that equates
I'm
to.
gonna point one
you
thing
can
out.
Suck Kevin's dick, Lila.
I'm just going to
Be
point
careful
one.
what you say, Paul. That's
I'm just
actually
gonna-
been asked about.
I'm just going to point one thing out really quick. I would encourage Lila or anybody who believes that the country is flawed to look at the response of people from other nations
When
that
they
have come
came
here for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Because
wait. Are you saying something positive about the sport?
No,
of
I'm
soccer?
talking. No, I'm not. No. I'm talking about.
You are.
No.
I'm talking about all the people that have come here.
Trojo.
All the people that have come here. Listen, if they all came here for a circle jerk, it wouldn't matter why they came here. I'm trying to figure out what they thought when they got here, right?
Wait, you've been to Jack City?
What we're hearing from countless numbers of visitors to this country.
Come in every week.
And these aren't people that are coming from sub-Saharan Africa or really poor areas of Asia.
No, they couldn't afford the plane tickets.
These are people that are coming from the well-off countries in Europe that we want to emulate so bad, and they get over here and they're shocked. America's not that bad.
They don't shave and they don't have ice cubes. I don't want to emulate shit.
But the Democrats want to emulate them because they have it so much better there. But what we hear from them when they get here is this country is nothing like what we've been sold.
Right.
This country is amazing. They look at Walmart and Targets like they're museums.
Like they're Mecca.
Like it's amazing that we have this
I
level
can't
of
stand either
freedom
one
and
of
you
those
can go and
stores.
shop
I
and
don't
do everything
shop
you want
there at all.
But I'm just saying they're astounded when they get here. So what essentially the left is saying is we need to get rid of all this. We want to be like these European nations that have it more together than we do.
I know they want to be like the more white nations.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's be more like Norway and Finland. Oh, where there's no minorities whatsoever. Perfect.
So we were talking about the World Cup earlier. And did you guys hear about the Scottish and Australian teams?
No.
Yes.
No, what happened?
Well, Scottish in Boston, I mean.
Yeah, it was in Boston.
Yeah.
So with World Cup soccer, typically the teams don't get together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right? You know, the fan, and when I say the teams, I mean the fans.
Yeah, you mean
Yeah.
the hooligan fans. They,
Right.
they don't coalesce.
They don't share the same bars, none of that stuff. Well, all the fans for Team Australia and all the fans for Team Scotland got together and shared space in bars like American football fans do, and drank the city dry.
Yeah,
I heard that they drink
Yes, they did.
all the
That's
beer.
awesome.
Yeah, but they got along like American sports fans, not
Right.
like European sports
Yeah.
fans. They were emulating us here on our turf.
That's
I
cool.
thought that was
Yeah.
cool.
And look, and here's the deal. You know, I don't know if Lila is still partaking of the show this evening,
Well, she might have after I told her to suck your dick.
but
There was a good night already.
Paul,
had.
I hope that you
And
die in a
Paul,
fire.
Just so you don't feel
Um,
bad, I can only salute you one way right now because I have metal going. I can't.
So is that the
You know
Nazi
what they're
salute you're
gonna
doing
say
there?
about
All right.
you? Yeah.
That's
is
called a
God
Roman
forbid.
salute.
God forbid.
That's my Paul wave.
The farther left you go, the more they want to embrace ideals that
Do that.
that are the exact opposite of what we are as a country, right?
Exactly.
Like they want to embrace. Let's embrace parts of Europe which are stagnant economically, not very minority diverse. They're the ones that are allowing immigrants in. Their social systems are collapsing. By the way, let's back Palestine and Mamdani and Muslims everywhere. By the way, Lila, if you lived in a Muslim country like, I don't know, Iran, they'd be throwing you off the roof of a building. Like you, the left screams about, well, you white supremacists ignore all this stuff. Well, I'd like to know why Lilat and the other folks on the left ignore these blatant facts that are obvious and true. And when it gets brought up, we don't know what we're talking about, but we stick up for the country because we still have the greatest country on the freaking planet, but we're white nationalists. Like you can't have it both ways.
Listen, we can solve the whole problem.
What's that?
Donald Trump just has to declare he's a woman. Then he'll be the first female president.
Can you imagine?
And one of two things has to happen. Either the left has to say, no, you're not.
That's great.
Right?
Or they'd have to embrace Trump.
They have to accept him as the first female president.
Or the first trans.
Right? Yeah, the first trans. Well, yeah, either way. So I'm just making the point.
They've already accepted him as their first orange president.
Yes, right. He's the first walking, talking Cheeto. Yeah. But listen, tell me that's not a great idea. It's a great idea. It's fucking brilliant. And he's just trollish enough to do it.
Oh my God.
He
I wish you were on his cabinet and you could tell him. Just Donnie, listen.
I bet he's listening right now.
Donnie, listen. I get that ready. Right? Donnie, come
Somebody
here.
from Secret Services.
So Donnie, here's what I want you to do. Donnie, I want you to go on your social accounts, and I just want you to tell America that you've decided you're going to transition into a woman. And Donald Trump would be like, "Well, why would I do that?" And then you'll tell him why. And then Donald Trump would be like,
Oh, hell yeah.
"Yeah,
You're like, holy shit, that's great, Paul."
it's going to be huge.
Yep.
It's going to be huge.
He
Yeah.
starts his interview
No,
circuit with The View.
I don't even think he needs to do that.
Tegan
Just do an evening gown.
Right.
Post it on your social.
Great idea. Tegan
And
said,
I can't take credit for the idea either because I saw it from somebody else made the comment.
well, can you imagine if Trump then was like, in the record books moving forward as the first female president, what that would do for his ego? Like he'd take that in a heartbeat.
I just
Legacy.
think of what it would do to Hillary Clinton.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be like, Hillary, I didn't just break the ceiling, I disintegrated it.
Tegan said Lila doesn't think we should have free will. John said Lila's drunk. Okay. Maybe.
Well, listen, we've had respectable conversations.
I'm
with
not
Lila.
insulting Lila. I just need Lila to answer the question.
I told
know.
her to suck your dick.
I know.
Okay.
That's an honor, by the
She
way.
called you white nationalist.
She called me
so
white
there you go.
nationalist. You know?
In third world nations, that's a delicacy.
Are you sure you don't mean like fourth or fifth world?
Then just bring her to Belfair, okay?
Damn.
You get that? Just bring her to Belfair.
In Beeler's corner of the trailer park. Okay. Look, it's I don't know.
It's not a park she's in. It's a housing development.
I live on a street. What are you talking about?
And Kevin's dying.
Shut the fuck up, Kevin.
So,
when are you
Breathe,
getting married?
Kevin, breathe.
July 5th. What happened?
After you and Amber.
What happened on July 5th?
What happened on July 5th?
Yeah.
That's today.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
other things what's
Well,
the significance of the day?
General Robert E. Lee was marching his army south after getting defeated at the Battle of Gettysburg. The North didn't pursue, which might have ended the war sooner.
Okay, way less exciting than I was thinking of.
Okay. Well,
Weekend at Bernie's came out.
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
oh,
Do you guys want to hear a funny story?
It was. It came out 2 years after I was born.
2 years after you were born.
Okay.
Right, Kevin.
Thanks.
Beeler probably knows this story,
What?
but it's 100% true. On the 50th anniversary of this nation, Thomas Jefferson was in Monticello. He on his deathbed.
Yep. He was corresponding with John Adams.
Yep. He awoke and asked if it was July 4th yet, and they said it was, and he passed. Later that day, John Adams, not realizing that Thomas Jefferson had died, his last words were something along the lines of Jefferson remains or Jefferson survives or something, thinking that Jefferson was still alive.
Yeah.
And they both, the second and third president, passed away on the
The same
50th
day.
anniversary of the nation on the exact same day, on July 4th of all days as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's well, like I said, there's actually quite a few very interesting things that have happened on the state. But like I even posted on my Facebook page on Friday, I was, July 3rd, right? And I was posting specifically about the Battle of Gettysburg because a lot of people don't realize how close the South was to forcing the North to capitulate. If they had won the Battle of Gettysburg or even because the way they were going, they were trying to get between the Union Army and Washington, D.C. to cut off President Lincoln, therefore forcing him to sign an armistice. And they were very close to doing that. And there were some key mistakes that were made that like when you really get into the whole story, there was about 4 or 5 times when that battle could have gone either way on a dime, and it goes back to the military history saying of for the want of a nail, right? Which goes something, I'm paraphrasing, but it goes like this: a soldier on the front line has a nail fall out of his shoe. He bends over to pick up the nail, and when he bends over to pick up the nail, he gets shot in the head. With the soldier, the line, the battle, the war, and all for the want of a nail, right? And it just talks about how these little things in history can change, have these monumental changes. And it gives credence when you watch those movies from Hollywood, like time travel movies, right? Where people try to go back in time and change history, you know?
Space-time continuum from Star Trek,
It's an interesting conversation to have, but ultimately, at least as far as we know, this is the universe we were given when we started out. Although some people would disagree with you, right? Because we have the what do they call it? The
alternate realities, or
no, it's like was it the Berenstain Bears or the Berenstein Bears?
Oh, yeah. The Mandela effect.
Yeah, the Mandela effect. Did Fruit of the Loom underwear have a cornucopia on it?
Yeah, sure fucking did.
But yet, if you go on their website, it tells you they never had the cornucopia on it. So I'm just saying there are legitimate things that give these theoretical physicists room to point to the Mandela effect and other things and say, well, as far maybe our timeline has been changed because we have things that many of us recall very differently, like Ed McMahon and Publishers Clearinghouse.
Right.
Ed McMahon never worked for Publishers Clearinghouse.
What?
See?
Yeah, you did.
No,
Yeah, and Shazam
he was on the
was
commercials.
never a genius.
I don't disagree with you because that's what I remember. But but if you go onto their website, it tells you Ed McMahon never worked for Publishers Clearinghouse.
Well, it's not hard to type a lie on a website.
But the conspiracy that would require just to prove the Mandela effect, like you'd have to have a lot of people in on that. Because literally half the people remember him being involved with it. I do.
I remember it.
He gave the big checks.
But a lot of people don't. Well, apparently he was working for
well, here's a commercial right here on YouTube.
Company.
American Family Publishers Clearinghouse commercial with Ed McMahon from 1984. It's on YouTube.
Yes, but so is evidence of other things like the cornucopia, you know. So I'm just telling you, you know, when you go look it up, and I mean, I could read you. There's a bunch of them.
The Matrix is glitching.
Right. So we can just type in Mandela effect.
Oh, even by cornucopia, that's the brown thing. That's not the
Yeah.
fruit, but the brown thing.
That's right.
The fruit. Okay. All right. Also, other comments from chat. Andy said withholding comments so hard over here. Andy, don't withhold comments.
Let it out, Andy.
Come on, Andy. Come on, Andy. Step up.
Yeah, it's our comedian Andy.
There's no. There's.
Comedian Andy.
Okay, well, there's 2, but he spells it differently.
Yeah, because his goes
And
below
he's gay.
the line.
He's gay too.
His goes
So
below the belt. He's with the Y. Below the belt. Y. Hang down.
yeah, got
Talk
it.
in your
Okay.
microphone. Talk.
Yeah.
Talk in your microphone, boss baby. We don't hear you very
Got
well.
it.
No.
Okay.
So here's one. Was it Jif or Jiffy peanut butter?
Jif.
Yeah.
Jif.
People swear that it was a Jiffy peanut butter back in the day, but we speculate they're coming up with Jif. Looney Tunes spelled Toons or Looney Tunes spelled Tunes.
It was 2 O's.
It was OO.
Uh-oh.
It was spelled Tunes.
I only
Oh.
saw it as TUNES.
I saw it as OONS.
Right. So right there, you two people who are pretty adamant about their position on a silly little thing, but it's
I only got to watch
Everything
it
on
Saturdays.
YouTube is TUNES. Yeah.
Me too.
Yep. The Berenstein Bears or the Berenstain Bears. So is it STEIN or STAIN?
I have
It
no
wasn't
idea.
a stain. They're not a stain.
Bernstein.
I have no
There's an
idea.
E.
Well, according to this, the current timeline, they spelled their last name with the AIN.
No.
That's what it is on YouTube.
No.
It's kind of like
Do you
the,
believe everything on YouTube, Kevin?
I'm just using it as a reference point. That's all I'm telling you.
So here's a real life example.
These are
Every
real
day.
life examples.
No.
Okay.
Every day, present day. Wall Street Journal, depending which region you're in, like if you are flying from the East Coast to the West Coast, you can see different headlines on the front page. Same story, different headlines.
Different headlines?
Girl Scout cookies in the purple box around here, they're called Samoas.
Samoa, yeah.
In other places, they're called Caramel Delights. They're called different things.
Oh, okay. Those are the best ones too.
There's Samoa over here, I believe, because we have a huge Hawaiian and Samoan
It's because of the bakery that they come from.
Oh, really?
So,
Yeah.
I'll ask Lori and Andy this one. Curious George. Remember the Curious George character?
The monkey.
Did he have a tail or no tail?
I know they say he didn't have a tail.
They said, yeah, they say he never had a tail.
The one that gets me is Shazam. That shit, I watched that movie probably 3 times.
Is it Sex in the City or Sex and the City?
And
Yeah, the show was titled Sex.
I will
and
tell you,
the
Sex
City.
in the City is always okay, but go ahead.
Right. You might use the stuff every day, but to be honest, you thought it was Febreze, Febreeze, but it's Febreze. So
isn't it still Febreze?
Yeah.
it's still yeah.
people
But
spell
I use that as
it's
deodorant.
basically, was there one E in it or two?
Okay.
It's great
Right.
deodorant.
Oscar Mayer,
Wiener.
one of the most.
They have a song. If you get it wrong, you're dumb.
Look. Is it Oscar Oscar or Meyer Meyer?
My baloney has a
First name, it's OSCAR. My baloney has a second name, it's MAYER.
Oh, I love to eat it
It's
every day.
MEYER.
Well, they sang the song wrong then.
I'm just telling you. It says, honest to goodness, we thought it was ME. Oh, they thought it was MEYER, but it's MAYER.
So we sang it right.
You did.
Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, this Wiener Talk is brought to you by St. Paul, the voice of reason.
Okay. Kellogg's Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops, Paul.
Was it spelled fruit FRUIT or fruit FROOT?
It was spelled fruit.
UIT.
OOT.
UIT.
Oh.
OOT.
With the
You.
Toucan Sam, it was 2 O's.
Yeah.
With
Oh.
Toucan Sam, it was 2 O's.
Well, according to this,
No, I don't remember
Toucan
that.
Sam, it was fruit FRUIT.
I remember it being.
Thank you. Bam.
No.
Yep.
Do the colors taste different? Because a
Ah,
lot of people
No.
try to
Yeah, they
say
do.
that BS.
You think so?
they don't.
I
So,
didn't think so.
the-
They were
here's
It's
all
all in our
tasting like-
brains.
here's an
It's all in our
interesting-
brains.
Do you have the tism? If you have the tism, they taste different.
I don't have the tism,
I do.
so
Tom,
okay.
this is a good one for you. King Henry the Eighth. There's a famous portrait of him holding a turkey leg,
Okay.
and another one the same without him holding a turkey leg. Basically,
I always remember
thought I
Henry
remembered
VIII with a turkey leg.
that's what I remember too. And yet, the
But
picture-
isn't he also the one that killed all of his wives?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart
Yeah.
dude right there.
Yeah. So
I'm Henry
Kevin?
the
Didn't have to
This is
lose
why
anything in the
Kevin is
divorce.
single.
Didn't have to divide his assets in half in the divorce.
so this is
He
an
was
interesting
king,
one.
Kevin. He didn't have to divide.
Kevin, it doesn't matter if you don't get divorced for 87 years.
Yeah, Kevin.
So-
Eventually you do, though.
Hold on, smart guy.
Not
Yes.
specific-
Mr.
not all-
Mr.
not everyone.
Scholar over here.
Okay, here we go.
The game Monopoly.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the guy? on the
There's
cards?
no way that I don't went to
Okay.
get this right. Go ahead.
Okay.
Monocle.
So the guy with did he have a monocle or no monocle?
No monocle.
I remember the monocle.
He had no monocle.
I remember the monocle plain and day.
He had no monocle, right? That's what it
Let's
says.
see.
Some people are saying that, yes.
Yeah, he had no monocle.
Yep. Again, reigning and defending.
Just don't. Now I worked for these guys, so some people remember Pikachu with black on the end of his tail, and some people don't remember the black on the end of his tail.
Black.
I thought there was black on the end of his tail.
Yeah, I remember black too.
Because it was a lightning rod.
If you ask me exactly, I thought it was black on the end of his tail, but it is not.
Black on
Well,
crack.
you didn't use right coloring books then.
Yeah.
As Trojo would say, black don't crack.
Oh, here's a good one.
Okay.
The Kit Kat candy bar. Did it have a hyphen?
No.
In it?
No.
Kit Kat.
Never.
Did anybody happen to turn on any of the 250th block party on whatever?
I saw that. I didn't turn it on though.
Okay.
What was it?
I don't know. It
Oh.
was background noise for us.
Okay.
But you're talking about Black Don't Crack. Queen Latifah sang.
Mm-hmm.
She looks the same as she did the day I was born.
She does.
She doesn't age.
It's all
at
the
all.
babies she
Holy
eats in Hollywood.
shit. Oh my God, that woman looks.
Did you hear what the Seahawks put on their Facebook page today?
Mm-mm.
Congratulations to Patriot fans. Y'all can finally shoot off those celebratory fireworks you've been holding on to since the Super Bowl.
That's good.
Nice.
That's good stuff right
All
there.
right, let's do this last one here. The Fruit of the Loom logo. We just talked about it.
Mhm.
Yep. Did it have the cornucopia
Yeah.
behind the fruit?
Sure did.
No.
Yes.
You're looking it up, jackass.
No,
You're trying
no,
to be all
I'm-
smart. You
no.
looked it up earlier when we first brought it
I
up.
did look it up.
Yeah, but no, the answer is no. No,
The answer is yes. The answer is yes. It did.
I
Pretty
know.
sure I could dig up a pair.
I agree. I'm there with you. I remember him with the cornucopia on it.
Are you sure that wasn't just a stain?
It was a glitch.
It was on the tag, Tom. It was on the tag.
Tom, I made no comments about your golden showers or nothing. I didn't give you shit about you giving me condoms for Christmas.
I didn't give you
Whoa,
condoms.
whoa!
That
Heather
was
gave
my-
you
that was my
condoms for
wife.
Christmas.
Yeah, well, by
Guilt by
You're-
association.
yeah.
Proximity principle.
yeah, you're right there with her.
I had a different gift recipient for our gift exchange.
I'm still bitter about Christmas. Just saying. The gift exchange.
Or are you?
Wait, I thought I had you. You didn't like my gifts?
No, wasn't it? That was the year before.
No, I was this year.
I'm still bitter about 2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years ago. Oh, that person.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't be bitter
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
Andy, I think
Okay.
that's like 3 years
No,
ago.
it was 2. I've only been here for.
Okay, because we were
Going on
upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Kevin, I got one more to ask you.
Okay, go ahead.
Haven't we
Because
been in here 2
Go ahead.
years now?
No.
Still arraigned and defending, but go ahead.
Shut up.
Oreo double stuff cookies.
Mhm.
STUF.
Is it a single F or two? So is it STUFF or STUF?
1F.
2 F's.
1F.
It's 2
I
F's.
literally
F.
have a
2 F's.
I have a thing of them in my car.
Don't mess with my Oreos. It's 2 F's.
No,
It's
1F.
Is it 1 F?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
because guess whose nickname was Oreo in high school, and it's on her Letterman's jacket. Yes, that's me.
Why'd you have that
called you double
nickname?
stuff?
No, Oreo.
Oreo.
Oh.
Double stuff! Oh
Lori,
my God, I'm dying right now!
Lori liked to get. So what I believe.
Knew Kevin in high school. Let's not.
Breaking news brought to you by Black Ring Spirits. Lori likes to get double stuff. All right.
Not at all. No.
Hey, really quickly, I heard this conversation on the radio yesterday, so I'm going to ask you guys this question.
Okay.
Hold on.
And-
She was double stuff one time in her life. She had twins.
Oh, yeah. Good
Just
point.
saying.
Okay.
No, that's not double.
Yes.
Well, all right.
Yes, it is.
I'm not. I'm going to leave it alone. I got nothing
helping
else.
her out right
Kevin,
now. Okay?
Kevin can't deal now.
I'm gonna get in so much trouble if we go down this
He
line.
did
I'm just going to
too.
leave it
I'm
alone.
He's starting to
Mm.
stammer.
All right. I heard this conversation. So the gist of the conversation is, what do you miss? Like in our world today, from when we were growing up.
Oh,
Like
Having no
what do you,
sponsorbilities.
what do you yeah what do you miss? Is there like something you did or a way of life, or like I'll tell you mine, and then give you guys an idea. So mine is, I miss not needing my phone. And I'm on my phone all the time, so I'm not pretending that I'm not, but I miss not needing to have a phone with me all the time and having to be connected all the time and never being disconnectable.
Amber and I were just talking yesterday about how we used to send text messages back in the day.
So with the hitting the buttons repeatedly?
No.
That's T9.
When you would call collect and say, "Mom, I need to be picked up from the roller rink."
Right?
When it says, "What's your name?"
Bob,
Yep.
we auto baby, it's a boy.
Do you have anything you miss, Beeler?
Do I have anything I miss? I miss civility. I miss civility in the world. It's severely lacking.
Do you think we're
a lot of
less
areas.
civil now as a people, not with the media and not with social media, but just as general human nature? Do you think we're less civil now?
I think people
yes or
can be
no?
real fucking assholes.
I know you're mean to me all the time.
Well, you're an asshole and you deserve it.
Yeah.
I am not an asshole, so I don't ever deserve that.
Stop
Kevin.
it, HR.
Did you say that?
No,
I
I
do it
didn't.
off
What do
camera.
you do? What do you do?
No.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Kevin,
Tom, what do you miss?
Kevin, please
What?
go home and use your bathroom.
My bathroom.
Corrective action.
Your car's in the parking lot. Tom, what do you miss?
Oh,
damn.
not my car.
Did a bird shit on my car? Oh wait. Okay, Tom. What do you miss, Tom?
Oh God.
I was actually thinking about that today while I was driving around putting out fires.
Isn't this a great conversation to
Yeah, but I
have?
want to change my answer when we get back around.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my business. I love building my business, but man, I miss free time.
Yeah.
I haven't had free time since 2018, really. So I loved 4th of July because I didn't have to do anything that day. I had no responsibilities. I drank a few beers. I watched some fireworks. I may have partaken in something from Destination Highway 420.
Whoop, whoop. Shocker.
Yeah, maybe.
Dun, dun, dun.
But I didn't have to rush off anywhere. It was free time like that just made me go, oh shit, I forgot about this.
Mhm. By the way, listeners, you guys can post in the chat what you guys miss as well. Lori, what do you miss?
From childhood or
Just in general. Like, I don't want to limit it to childhood because it might be something in your 20s that you look back on and like, man, I really wish it was like that. Or
apparently she missed double stuff.
special finger for you, Paul.
Twice as much white. All right.
I miss my Honda CRX.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I had a Honda CRX right after I left high school. I was going to college. I had to drive a lot because college was in Everett. I lived in Mount Vernon and my job was in La Conner. So
And the CRX was a fun car to drive.
Oh, it was a
wasn't
blast.
Yeah.
And plus my whole back of my CRX was subwoofers. It was amazing.
I
And
could
I had a sunroof. It was great.
18-year-old Lori cruising through the streets of town.
Oh, I wasn't cruising. I was.
Unless you had more than 2 people in that car.
There was no reason
You
to
were
have
never
another
getting laid
person in
that
my car.
That's for sure.
So I got my first tattoo riding in the back of a CRX.
You got a tattoo while you were riding in the back?
No,
of it?
I
Oh.
rode from Ellensburg to Tri-Cities.
He got a ride there.
The
Yeah, I
stuff
got
in
it.
the back.
Got it.
And
Dude, that's
Double stuffed in the back.
Like you'd have had to lay down sideways.
I did pretty much.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
There is more room on the back seat of a Harley than there is in the
I know.
Yeah, there is.
I know. But so it reminded me of my
Yep.
first tattoo.
But I mean, I used to have to drive all that Monday through Friday. It was great because I had a great little car. I could maneuver through traffic. And not only that, but then Def Leppard came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing.
A couple comments in chats really quick. Jane said Lori's beads when you want to get double stuffed. Corey Collins said he misses good music.
Yeah, that too.
Terry said, I think with Pikachu, it depends on what country he's drawn in. His original drawings from Japan have black on the tail. I think the black was removed when Nintendo and Pokemon separated. Okay. Kevin Nelson says people claim they've watched the episode of the Dick Cavett show where a guest passed away during the taping. Despite the episode never being broadcast, Cavett has the original studio master tape locked in a safe and has never watched it. Terry said she misses life before Warfarin. She misses roller skating rinks, gas that was less than $1 a gallon. Kevin Nelson said, I miss video rental stores and the conversations I had with the employees and other customers. Do you know there's still a Blockbuster video?
Bend, Oregon.
In Oregon, yeah.
Yep.
That's now an Airbnb.
Oh,
that's awesome.
You can go down there, you rent the place for the night. They have a bed, they have a TV, all the movies are on the wall. You pick up whatever movie you want, you watch whatever you want to while you're there, and you get to
that'd
stay.
actually be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool.
That would be
Yeah.
What if they have any adult movies in there? Bow, chicken, brown cow. All right.
Not a Blockbuster, son.
Boss, I don't know, man. This is a new day and age now.
Yeah, Video West in Stanwood had a.
Oh my God, Video West. Wow.
I remember when
I
my
forgot about
parents
them.
bought out their Beta and what did they have? Beta and something else.
Betamax and
My
Laserdisc, maybe.
Laserdisc.
No, they were moving to Laserdisc. I think we got all their Beta and VHS tapes. I came home and there were just boxes of movies. I was like, what did we do? Buy a store? And they go, yeah.
Tegan said, I'm grateful that I live in a town that reminds me of the 80s. I miss my family and big dinners. But Tegan, you do have dial-up internet still, so there's that.
Oh.
Andy, what do you miss? Besides having an elbow that didn't need a brace.
Right.
Meditating.
I miss just there's twofold. I miss being able to drink and sleep for like an hour and wake up and go to work and fucking do it again.
Yeah.
For,
Oh, yeah. That was the best.
Weeks and months straight
Oh, that
because
was
we
my-
were 22.
Yeah, that was my 20.
Yeah, I was 23. So yesterday I had the most like so I've had a shitty month. People know.
Is that July? Because it's just starting, or is that June?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or is it the past 30 days?
Yeah, that.
Okay.
That. Like I woke up My sister and I went to the store and we're absolutely ridiculous in Winco because we can. And then I went to a barbecue and saw one of my best friends and came back, and I was literally laying in the middle of a road with my sister watching all of our neighbors waste all of their money on fireworks.
Yeah.
And it like literally the sky's lighting up like Fallujah. And it's like, okay, now I know what it's like to be in war. Holy cow. But it's like, there was no pressure. There was no time constraint. There was no like, no sponsor-bilities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
Back
There you
when
go.
they were legit.
When you would
Yeah.
remember when you at the beginning when the new
Remember
season
how
was
old I
started?
am, Paul.
I know. But they kept doing it. But we would stay up on a Friday night before the fall programming would come on because they would do a preview of all the new cartoons that they were going to.
What?
I don't know.
Oh, I
how
never
it's
got to watch
thing.
I never got
Yeah.
to see that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But like,
I had to
you'd
be
stay
outside
up-
on my bike.
Yeah, you'd stay up and you'd see Nick at night, and like it would be all the fun, kids. And then it would like
It was Benny
switch.
Hill. He had boobies on there.
Well, that's what you watched.
Yeah.
I Love Lucy.
Okay, there were no
That was-
boobies on there.
that was the old-
There was just
No.
drunken slurs.
Hilarious.
Veggie.
Vita Vita Vegemin
Yeah.
and lots of chocolate.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yes.
there's a comment from the chat that brings up a question. What's the cheapest gas you guys remember?
89.9.
86 cents.
Yeah,
72 cents.
Yeah, I remember. I think around 75 cents.
Yeah, I remember that low 70s.
I could put in $3 in my Chevy Citation and drive for days.
Yeah.
I did.
I used to collect aluminum cans
Mhm.
and I'd recycle them, and that give me enough money to drive around for about a week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't eat nothing. That's why he's a skinny fucker. But
Beeler, you said
remember
you wanted to.
saying
You said you
never
wanted to
over
change yours.
$2.
Yeah, I miss sex.
Paul almost choked.
I'm sure we can miss more than one thing.
We definitely
I mean,
can.
I do.
But that one
I mean-
really has been at the front of my mind.
I mean, after the
It's in her
conversation with
frontal
Kevin and
lobe.
all, maybe you two need some time to talk.
Do you need some? Do you need some
meat
smoked
for your mouth?
meat for your mouth?
I do need some meat for my mouth. Any takers?
Brown chicken, brown cow. Brown chicken, brown
Paul,
cow.
I thought you played softball.
Sorry.
One time ever across the room.
One
That
time
was
ever.
awesome.
Can't even take you back people anywhere.
Fuck, that was great.
All right, let's do
I'm
parting
only funny
shots.
because I'm
Yes,
fast.
Parting shots.
Beeler,
Yeah.
you're last.
Make me go first.
You don't want to go first, Lori? Parting shots.
Have a great week. Sorry, I'm just a little excited. I get to quit my job tomorrow.
Do they know?
No. not
What?
Do they know yet?
No.
You want to call them on air and leave a message?
Fuck no.
You never swore on the show, Lori. You were like, fuck no.
I'm
All
sorry. I work at a company with a
Large legal department.
major senator from our state who is a lawyer who would eviscerate me if I were to do that on air. So yeah.
Okay.
But if
Well, we
you're a
won't.
Republican and you're conservative and you would like some ops, call me. I got one more day.
Oh.
One more day.
Oh.
And those of you listening right now, you know who you are.
Oh yeah, I've already hit them up.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
phone call.
No, my parting shot is I'm looking forward to possibly a 4-day vacation after tomorrow.
Yay.
Because you're already set up to go someplace else, aren't you?
Yeah, I start my new job next Monday.
I got you.
Yeah.
Very cool. Is it, are you having to go out or are you able to work from home?
I'll be working remote, but I possibly might have to travel for some period of time. I don't know when yet, but like a week or two for
Well, good luck with the new one.
training and stuff. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Getting back into tax.
Well, hold on. Are you looking forward to it because you're looking forward to the job, or are you looking forward to it because you just want out of the place that you're at now?
Oh no, I'm looking forward to it. Every time I job hop, I'm looking for something to learn. I am that troublemaker child that if I'm doing the same thing over and over again, I'm going to create chaos and trouble because, it's fun. So I'm actually going to be working for a company that is going to be going through their IPO.
Oh, their initial public offering.
Mhm.
Their stocks are going public.
Yep. So,
Okay.
and the last job that I'm quitting tomorrow, I learned union payroll and union reporting. So yeah,
Outstanding.
and managed it. So yeah.
That's good news. All right. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. Kick ass.
Thanks.
I would like you to let us know how the current job takes the quid.
I'm just hoping they don't beat my ass as I run
Are you
out
going to
the
be in
door.
office for that?
Yeah.
Are you? I wouldn't even go to office. I would just call in.
No,
tomorrow
I have
morning.
to. I'll be the one that's terming myself.
Oh, are you going to wait until I'm at the end of the day then? Are you going to work the whole day and then hand it in at the end of the day with a note?
No, I tried to quit on Friday and no one was available.
That's funny.
So
That's kind of funny. Yeah.
That is great.
this is like the third time I've tried to quit. But anyways, so tomorrow I have it on my calendar by 1:00. If I can't rustle the two managers I need to talk to, then I'm just going to send an email and say I'm resigning effective immediately, and I've turned in my term notice and CC'd you both, and I've also turned in my laptop, turned in my parking pass, and my badge.
So you don't feel like you should give them 2 weeks? See, here's why I ask. I had a conversation with somebody earlier today about this.
Sure.
And they were like, well, I know I'm going to leave the job at the end of August. But so since I know I'm leaving, should I tell them now or should I wait or when should I tell them? And my response was, businesses have no loyalty to you. I mean, they're not going to give you 2 weeks before they fire you.
Yep.
True.
So, I mean, I would give 2 weeks, but I'm certainly not going to give more than that because I don't want them to be like, oh, you're turning in your notice. I quit now.
Well,
you're out now.
But it's you're motivating them to give you a good compliment.
But they already have another job lined up.
Yeah, because Kevin likes to take parting shots and parlay them
And
into
you
a
like to
top.
ask
So-
fucking questions over and over, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, so I'll respond to that, Kevin.
Yes, please do.
I did think about giving a 2-week notice, but since I've been in this job, I've literally had to get rid of 10 people in 10 months.
Oh.
And
Wow.
the last person who had been there for a few months, I was told that it was either I get rid of this person or it's me.
Yeah.
Because they were making so many mistakes. And I've already know that once I give notice, they're probably going to walk me out the door. I have the keys to the castle.
Yeah.
I have unfettered.
They're going to
access.
about to change the locks, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I have no preconceived notion that they're going to be like, oh, we need you to finish this and this. No, they're going to be like, hand over your laptop, bitch.
They'll be like,
Give us your
deuces.
badge and your parking pass.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
yeah.
like deuces. All right. Well, congratulations. Good luck on
Thanks.
that.
Good job.
That's
Thank
good
you.
news.
Yeah,
That's
congrats,
great
Lori.
news.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Boss baby, what you got?
I have like an hour drive home, so wrap it up.
Yes.
That's all you got? Okay.
Yes, queen.
All right.
Oh, and literally exactly 1 month until we get our new roof.
Perfect. All right. Wow.
Oh, that's right. I was going to ask you about that.
August 5th.
Okay.
So watch for TV spots.
That's awesome. I'm looking
Nice.
forward to seeing that. Okay. Beeler, parting shots.
Pew, pew.
I'm with Andy. Let's get the hell out of here.
Sounds good. Tom?
Our little question thing beforehand, I would just suggest that maybe with the rat race of everything, look at some work-life balance. I'm considering that right now. I don't know how many people listening overwork themselves, but
You're really right.
I think everybody in the room probably.
yeah, I mean,
For sure.
take a break and smell the flowers once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Touch
Smoke
grass.
a joint.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Touch grass.
Smart man.
Yeah.
All right. Paul, parting shot.
Well, since Lori brought it up, I'd like to have an in-depth conversation about tax law.
Oh,
Yeah, tax law. Let's talk about tax law.
It's
I
important.
can end the stream, Paul. I can end the stream.
Paul, what do you think about
women
about
have
small
no
business
sense of humor in
taxes?
here.
What do you think about small business taxes, Paul?
Paul,
Okay,
Kevin, we
good
can always
night,
get together
everybody.
offline.
Anyway, I was going to steal a line from Dennis and tell everybody, cooperate for your kids.
Mhm.
And one last verbiage. Look, if you've in the last 6, 7, 8, 9 months, Halloween, if you've recently broke up with somebody, it is super important that as a man, you get over it. Like, you don't have to keep texting that person, especially drunk texting them. You're not making yourself look very good.
Paul, don't talk about me like that.
Are you talking about your ex-wife right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I think I get an
Oh,
idea
is
what
it
he's saying.
your ex?
I'm just saying.
Oh, you got competition, brother.
I can appreciate your sentiment on that, but listen, the better man won.
Yep.
It's just important to accept that because your life will be much happier if you accept mediocrity and
What's
move
his
on.
name? Let's call him out.
Just remember, Paul's already planted his
Man
flag.
chop. Man chop.
So
Man chop.
there you go.
Fuck you, man chop. Yep, there we go.
Little Anthony.
Little Anthony.
No.
All right.
Did you ever see that movie?
No,
with
no,
Sylvester
no,
Stallone?
you're not making it better.
Good
All right.
night.
Just like that.
And guess who's sleeping on the couch tonight?
That's not happening.
She's gonna be like, Paul, you're gonna sleep on the couch because I'm calling little Anthony to come over. All right. My party shot is really quick. If you people could quit sharing memes on Facebook about how the tip rate should be closer to 40%, y'all are out of your goddamn mind.
What? That's
There's
crazy.
people online that are sharing all over the place that you should be tipping 40%. First of all, if I go to a place and I have to grab it off the shelf.
You're getting.
I walk up and I have to pay for it myself, and you stood behind the cash register and did nothing, and you have a tip jar.
Exactly.
I am liable to knock that effing tip jar on the goddamn floor.
Wait. Washington State Ferries, no joke.
Oh, I know. I was about to bring that
got
up.
a software update, and you have to grab the food. It's over processed. It's either
really
really
expensive.
hot or really really cold.
What do you mean Washington State?
On the ferries.
On the ferries,
Oh, on the
you go
ferries.
in the galley and you pay, and before you can, conclude your transaction, you have to accept either one of the tip amounts or you have to say no tip.
I say no tip.
Because they're hoping that people are just going to by default
Just
brain
the
fart
tip.
and just hit a button.
Yeah, just
But-
the tip.
But the problem is every
Give me
time
that
I've
first inch,
selected no
baby.
tip,
Kevin was
it
sorry
takes
about that, by the way.
longer for my transaction to
that's
go
fine.
through, and then I have a million people
Yep.
behind
Look,
me.
here's
Oh,
the
yeah.
deal. If you don't do something to earn my tip, if you don't provide a service to me, if you don't deliver the meal, if you don't bring me my freaking water or whatever, you're not getting a goddamn tip. And the people that are sharing online about a 40% tip, like
That's enough. Kevin,
There-
shut the fuck up.
there's get your mind out of the gutter, you little perv.
She can't help herself right now.
Taylor's like, oh, right now, if I could only just have the tip, that'd be great. It's been so long. Could I just have a tip?
You did forget what she misses.
There's a meme floating around where it says if you can't afford to eat out, if you can't afford to tip, you shouldn't eat out. And they show their calculation and it turns into a 40% tip. I'm not tipping anybody 40%.
No.
You might be the best masseuse with a great hand job, happy ending finish, and you're not getting 40%. All right.
I think I would kill for 40% right now.
I think 40% would bring it a climax. All right.
But hey, make sure this year.
Let me remind you again of our sponsors. Let me remind you again of our sponsors. Destination Highway 420 on Hollis Street in East Bremerton. Stop in and see them. Ask their amazing staff. They'll hook you up with the best deals on the best stuff that fits your budget.
Amazing people.
Every time you visit them, all the time.
Yep.
Destination Highway 420. Black Ring Spirits in the Town Square Shopping Center, bottom floor, where the show is hosted at every Sunday. Stop in and see Tom. He's got a whole bunch of amazing alcohol on the shelf ready for you and more stuff on its way.
Actually, I
Award
really need the
winning.
bottle.
Yeah, you need a bottle. Yeah.
Award winning.
Award-winning. Evergreen Grace. Do you need to have your commercial and/or residential cleaning done? Evergreen Grace will do it.
Cleaning,
Give you a great deal and do a great job. Contact Alicia at Evergreen Grace. You can find them on Facebook. Admin a la carte. I don't know what the fuck they do, but they do it really well. Find out more about what Admin a la carte can do for your online business at admin-a-la-carte.com.
Hey, he spelled it right at least.
Kitsap Paintball Park. Listen, if you've ever wanted to shoot your boss in the nuts, this is your opportunity to do it, and not only not get in trouble, but probably get props. Organize your.
Don't ever ask Kevin to come out and play because he won't show
I will.
up.
I will. I have when I'm out of school. I will organize your corporate gig, your birthday party, all of that at Kitsap Paintball Park, and lastly, Kitsap Great Escape, the biggest and best escape room in Kitsap County, home of 4 rooms, including the newest Lunar Curse. Find out more. Book your room today. KitsapGreatEscape.com. That'll conclude the show, guys. We appreciate you. We love you. Thanks for being a part of the show.
Good night, everybody.
Alicia, love you a long time.
Well, you know.
I miss J. Andrew Kennedy.
Yep.
Where's he been?
I don't know, but I haven't been here either. So.
I think he's humping goats or something in Michigan. Or wombats or whatever they have there. All right, guys.
gosh.
We love you. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time. This is The Outlaw Radio Network.com.